What's up, all you crazy, fanatic, dedicated, all those good words, blue chips? How you guys doing? It's Friday night live stream, and I am sitting here watching the World Series. So we're in a key situation here. But while I'm watching this 1-2 pitch with 2 outs in the bottom of the third with bases loaded, Houston up 2-0, let's get to it. Foul ball down the left field line into the stands. How are you guys doing? 704 subs. You guys are making me blush. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's under my beard. It's under the beard. It's this color, though. It's that color. Washington Capitals. They're killing it starting off the season. I'm not really a Nats fan, but it's pretty cool that it's the Nats that are in the series. You know, close by. I'm an Orioles fan. But, you know, we do what we can being the Orioles. You like that intro? It's fairly new. Oh, and he struck him out. Savage. Savage. All right. What's up, Thomas? Welcome, Circuit. What's going on? Speaking of Circuit, we may have a little bit of a surprise during the stream here for anybody that knows what's going on. You went to the Nats opening game. So you went to the opening game of the World Series. Well, one of the World Series contenders this year. Tito's. So it's going to be a free-for-all tonight. Friday night live stream, free-for-all. We always seem to have fun with these. Hopefully you guys can give me some engagement, and we'll go from there. I always like to just start with a quick, good old summary of my trades from today. And really, there was really just one real trade. Telling you what, I cannot wait until November 1st when I am back on DOS and I don't have to click to get my freaking chart to pull up and have random lines drawn on my charts when I pull them up. But I mean, I have to like constantly click to get whatever. So it's like if I click, I don't even know how it does it. I can't make it do it on purpose. So anyways, the thought process behind our trade here on VIPS this morning was, well, first it was the only thing really moving that popped up on our scanner. And we had a nice previous resistance here. And it got used as resistance again right after the bell rang. And let's zoom in just a little bit here. So right after the bell rang, it got used as resistance, tried to come back down to VWAP, and when it popped over here, this is when it kind of caught our eye. So we had it up, if you didn't watch the recap, or the live trade, I should say. And we even said, I would love for this on some volume to make a move up to 11. And guess what? As we were sitting here, it was like, I think it was at like 75 or something like that, and then just out of nowhere, the volume just popped up, pretty much went right to 11. And we jumped in at 92, and it pretty much died right from there. So it did exactly what we wanted, and believe it or not, our bottom cover here, we missed it by a little bit. It got down to 67. We covered at 72, but look, that was the lowest it got the rest of the day. Look at this thing. It took off. Now, some people were asking me later why I didn't trade over here. And to be quite honest, I almost did. I almost traded on when we came down and tested below this candle. The first, actually, it looked better on the 1 minute if you want to go look at it, because sometimes it just looks better at the 1 minute. So we created this candle here, and as we were coming down, you could kind of see the break here, whereas on the 2 minute, it kind of blends together. It was almost like the candle kind of started right at the bottom. But basically, we were looking for the entry under 79. So like 78 entry, and we would just be looking for the move down. And this move right here actually got to 60, ultimately got down here to 50 before trying to bounce back up, gave us some sloppy seconds, and look at this perfect sloppy seconds. Got the move up, come up, sloppy seconds, come down, sloppy thirds, sloppy fourths, and then I guess it was done being used. It said, hey, leave me alone. I just want to lay here, go sideways. So what's up, Paul? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. And yeah, so the reason I didn't play this was not because of volume issues. I don't like lunchtime because a lot of the volume that you get at lunchtime can feel a little bit just messed up. It can be very, I don't want to say manipulated, but it feels like it could just be very one way. It's like a lot of the sellers here, look at the couple short squeezes that this kind of caused. You get the break of high, so some of the shorts just squeeze out. It tries to get sold back down into, and then this one, I'm assuming shorts that were still in that rode this one out realized that when we broke the high here again, that they were just done. And then so you get a little bit of FOMO, volume starts coming back in, buyers, FOMO, shorts covering, and that's kind of what caused this. So when you get into a short squeeze like this, I don't really like to be a part of that. I'd much rather be a part of just some natural volume, a natural push, just the initial move. But when you get into a point where shorts are trapped, I don't want to become one of them shorts that are trapped. So I don't want to sit here and try to predict the top. So if you look on the way up, the play that I'm talking about is when you finally kind of set a top and then you get price action below that, right? So here we come up, we set this low right here on this candle of 23. We never got below it. We come back up, we set this low here of 33. We never got below it. We come up again. We set this low of 58. We never got below it. We come up and set this low or high and then set a new low here at 79. And we finally get below it. And then look, that's when we get our pullback. That's when we find the back end. So that's really the only way I would play this. And that's actually, I was sitting here looking at this, but I was eating dinner, putting the kid down to sleep. My wife was off early today. She actually got home around 12:30 today. So it was like right around when all this was happening. So I just stayed away from it. I was just not really in the mood, to be honest. But I was watching it. I decided not to trade it. So I agree. A lot of people say trading the open is very volatile and it's hard to trade and stuff like that. But I found some of the cleanest and quickest moves during the open, and a lot of them look just like this. So, to each their own. That's why there's tons of different ways to play the market. And to be quite honest, I'm almost a little bit sad that I didn't try to go long, but that's in the future. I'm not even going to get into that tonight. I always tell myself I'm going to start going long, but when we build the account a little bit, we'll get there. I see the question, what about Bitcoin? I was literally just looking at this about a half hour ago. I remember seeing all the posts on Twitter. People were just nailing Bitcoin. Holy crap. Look at this thing squeezing. I was just saying that 9,500 area was a key area because it had been used before. I don't remember how to draw lines and stuff on here. Did I just draw one? I don't remember how. Do I just go like this? Nope. I don't know. Oh, here we go. So the reason I had said that was because look at this. It was a previous resistance here, and then it got used as support, kind of support, and then kind of resistance. So I was thinking this area, which I guess is more of like 9,200, was a pretty key area. And I mean, look at it. This thing is just squeezing. But yesterday, it broke right here. Oops. I just like, I love looking at charts. I'm not going to lie. But look at this support. So when it broke the support, I guess it was 2 days ago. Just yesterday's Twitter was just Bitcoin's going back down to 4,000. Bitcoin's going back to 2,000. Bitcoin's this, Bitcoin's that, Bitcoin's this. And then this is exactly why the market, regardless of what market it is, you don't know what the heck anything's going to do. Look at this thing. It was a fake out. Right? Everyone was like, blah, blah, blah. Apparently somebody stepped in and said, I'm going to take all your liquidity from everybody stopping out. Look at the big volume bar we get here. And we're going to go back up. So who knows what it'll do from here. I mean, technically, if you really want to draw a trend line from the top, we're kind of, well, I guess we did just kind of break through, huh? If I could actually draw it. There we go. So some crazy stuff. I mean, this is the trend. This is the descending triangle I had drawn when it broke through like this. And I didn't have anything drawn here because this is just consolidation. You just have the support line, but it's pretty cool to just, keep tabs on this stuff. But it kind of segues into, just me being with circuit, and I'm accumulating some circuit because circuit's awesome. And yeah. You mean trading with the trend? Hold on. Seems like much bigger moves can happen in the afternoon. I found that too. Oh yeah, that's definitely true. And it's because the people that are still there trading that stock are there with the same purpose. Like if it's a bullish on the day stock, most likely in the afternoon, you're just going to have the bulls there because that's the people that are looking at the stock. Where in the morning, you just have traders. Like you have like the momentum traders and stuff like that, where they don't care what the stock does all day. They're here for, the first half hour of the day, first half hour to an hour, whatever. They're just looking, to scalp a move for the most part. And so, yeah, they don't care. So that's why the bigger moves can happen, because the people that are looking for the big moves, the shorts that are underwater, they get caught in this stuff. And then if only the bulls show up to play, you get these big moves. Buyers, people FOMOing in, shorts getting, smacked, so they're covering their positions, et cetera, et cetera. Flashbacks to 2017. Oh, the open is treacherous in the S&P for me. Well, that's why I don't trade the S&P. What were you talking about, David, with trading with the trend? With Bitcoin or with VIPs here? Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel you get the much quicker moves because there's a lot more volume. You get the much more intense moves, which is what I'm looking for at the bell. So again, me, the more intense the move on some good volume, the weaker the trend. So we're looking for these moves, looking for the big extension away, because look at VWAP, right? Every time VWAP gets a little far away from where the price action is, it tends to come back, right? So we get the big extension away. All right, we kind of come back to home base a little bit. Get away, start to come back to home base a little bit. Get really far away, we eventually kind of come back to home base a little bit, even though it's a lot higher. So, and that's the other thing too is, in the middle of the day, around lunchtime, you can kind of get the direction that the stock wants to go for the day just by looking at the trend, like you said. Yeah, going long on VIPs. Yeah, it's hard for me to trade with the trend. I don't know why. It's not in me. Does anybody here? Let me check something real quick. Does anybody have any questions while we're kind of sitting here? But I was gonna say, anybody here actually have a Circuit wallet? Because little beknownst to me, right before the stream started, I was told that we're going to give away some Circuit tonight for free. You don't have to do anything. Just be here for the stream. Adachi, welcome to the stream, man. Speaking of Circuit, yeah, we're going to be giving away 20,000 of the Circuit coin. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Boom, boom, boom. Drop, fake, boom, and pop, and whatever the other stuff is. But yeah, I guess I don't know how we're going to do it yet. We'll kind of figure that out as we go. We'll do it at 10 o'clock. So we got 17 minutes. See if we can get some people in here. And yeah, we'll go from there. I probably should stop my Roomba, huh? Thing's all over my green screen saying, yo, listen to me. My other two trades, real quick. APA was the next one. This was the was it fair? It was foul. Was it foul? Holy crap. Or wait. Yeah, it was foul. Dang, that was a long foul ball. So this is the exact same strategy that I play. Just the opposite way. As you saw in my intro. See it right there? See it right there? So as you can see, we buy fear and sell euphoria, but it's essentially the same thing. So when we're looking for the big extension moves up to the upside, this is a big extension move, intense move down to the downside. So it's the same thing. We're just looking to find the bottom, or at least get close to the bottom. We're looking for the retracement. Not necessarily the retracement. I mean, this one actually did pretty much retrace all the way back up. But we're looking more for just the reversal from the intense move. And that's what the scanners find for us. That's on a daily basis. And then XNet was pretty much, if I had shares on XNet, I would have played this one for real. Because again, look, we were kind of getting a grinder. It was just kind of grinding up. See how it never really gets away from VWAP? And then it started to get away from VWAP, and then it started to really get away, and then it just popped. And so we actually had the intentions of adding here over 4. We actually put an order in over 4 at 405. It got to 406, but it never filled us. But either way, it comes up, gives us sloppy seconds, comes back down. We just took it there because it kind of felt like it was holding here. It was kind of a stupid move. I was kind of just looking to get out of it because, as you can see, it was coming up at lunchtime. My kid was ready to go take his nap after he ate lunch and blah, 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 blah. But as you can see, it actually came all the way down here to 323, and our entry was up there at 392. So if we were patient enough, we could have had a much bigger move there. And again, look, bloop, sloppy seconds, sloppy thirds, sloppy fourths. So usually when you get the bouncy ball effect, each time it tries to go lower and lower and lower. So I've been trying to be a lot more patient with these, basically saying, okay, if it comes down away from the sloppy seconds, just put my stop right above there. So my stop here would have been like probably 401 still. I probably still would have used high of day because I think I even said that in the moment when I was trading this because it was so close to 4. I didn't really want to stop out because if it gets up to 390s, the odds are it's going to be a magnet to 4. So I really want to see it like push through at that point. So, but it didn't. And again, so we have this wick up here, 379 is the high. So now when it's coming down here, you can set your stop here. So basically each time the ball bounces, you just move your stop down, right? And you just try to get the bulk in the move. And if it wants to go back up, okay, you get stopped out. And like even right here, we did get 75. So I guess on this one is where if it came back up to 371, we still would have got more than when we covered over here just by letting it work for us. So, but that had some other influences and it was a paper trade. So it wasn't that hard to get out and not really worry about it. So what do you guys got for me? Got any plans for the weekend? Anybody else watching the World Series? Nats are up 2-0. It's kind of crazy. Won both games in Houston. What kind of trades did you make today? Interested in why I'm switching back to DOS from Sterling. I want to know about the scanners. Why you guys haven't hit that like button yet. A little Graham Stephan right there. I like that. Good morning. Good morning. Where are you at that it says morning? I'm going to assume maybe like Japan. Uh-oh. What just happened? Oh, the Nats are on the board. Are they going to score 2 out of this? Nope. Oh, wait, did he? Is that a triple? He did. Oh, no. I'm confused. Oh, they were trying to have him go around the bases live there. I thought there was 2-1. It's 2-1 with a triple there. Dang. Blueprint for success. Well, let's go in order here. Mr. Nice. I got crushed on my son W broke my rules. So what rule did you break? Let's kind of scroll in here at the beginning because it looks like all the action happened here. So the volume wasn't bad here. I actually never add to a loser. So you were, I'm assuming you were long on this. Imazu, we're going to do, I'm still thinking about how I want to do the giveaway. So you were long, what was your initial entry? Actually, I have a good idea of how to do the giveaway. We're going to get there. You were long at the top. So you were buying the breakout here? I'm guessing. So right here at like 405. This is why buying breakouts are a little tricky. Hopefully you weren't in a room following somebody else do this because That's very typical of some of the rooms out there to buy these breakouts. Okay. But yeah, if you're going to buy these breakouts, I feel like you got to be either right or right out. And this was definitely one where it went up, faked you out, and just came right back down. So, I mean, you should have been stopping out somewhere up in here right when you realized it was failing. But I'm assuming it dropped pretty quick and you said bloop. And I'm assuming, I don't know how you added, but yeah, that doesn't look good if you're long, especially at the top. You were in this all day? Ouchie. Yeah, that thing never came back up. Unless you got like a huge ad down here and got out some of it there. Sorry, I was watching the third out there. Yeah, hit that subscribe button. Why not? All right, let's go back up here. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Nice. That's one of the reasons I don't play those. To be honest, Sun W is one of them ones where I would be interested in this if it would have broke this area and extended away, like 450s. That would have been something real nice, looking for a short. I've played Sun W in the past. Obviously, I wouldn't have been able to short it today. I don't have any shares there. But what is your plan for share size increase? The plan there is I came up with a much better plan of attack just for share size in general to get into my trades. So that was good. But my general census is I'm going by my account size. So, being the transparent person that I am, we are sitting at 58.55 after today, 15.50. So we'll be like right around like 58.65 or like right around like 58.70, close to it, because after commissions and stuff. 10,000. So we basically have a quota every day. We're trying to make $50 a day. We want to be consistent at making $50 a day. And if we can go from 5,000 to 10,000, making $50 a day, when we get to 10,000, we're going to up it to $100 because now I feel comfortable and we have more wiggle room with our trades to where we can try to up the ante a little bit and up the share size. So, and then when from 10,000 to say 15,000, 15,000 we go up to 150, 20,000, 200, 25,000, 250. You see where I'm going with this. And then once we get up there, I think, if we're trying to make 250 a day, I'd be pretty happy if we are making 250 a day, and also be happy that we hit our goal of getting to 25,000. So it may take a while, guys, but this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. So we're in this one for the long haul. Yeah, I'm going to do it at 10 o'clock. So stick around if you're here for the circuit giveaway. It's only 7 minutes. Hit the like button just because you're here to take my circuit and run. It's actually not my circuit. Circuit Coin here is providing it, so thank him. How did you start your day trading life? What got you interested in it? Well, that's a pretty good question. I used to work for my local government. I was there for 10 years before we had our first kid, and we ended up staying at home after that. Decided to retire. It was definitely the right choice for me to retire and not my wife, at least for the time being. Because, she's making some coin now, which is nice. But anyways, while I was there, I was building a 403B retirement plan. And they had the option to go in there and say, hey, instead of having us control your portfolio, you can do it. And you can select from this ETF, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even know what the heck ETFs were at the time. So then I was just like, I'll look into it a little bit. And that was really the extent of it. I didn't really know what I was doing. And I just decided to, choose a couple things. I'm just going to let it go at this point. It should almost be done. Things started like an hour ago. But I eventually just kind of stopped looking at it.
Oh, yeah.
It scares me every freaking time. Bitcoin broke 10,000. Are you serious? Thank you, Jonathan, for $10. That's very nice of you. Getting on. I see you want to get back on that on that donation. I wonder if that puts you at the top for total. I'll have to check. Just to pull this back over real quick before I finish my story. Holy crap. This thing is squeezing. People got the... Oh, and now we're back under. Just that quick. I pulled it up. I gave it some voodoo. It's people aren't done trading. They're like, it's Friday. I don't want to be done trading. Look at it. I mean, this is the daily. Let's go down to... Let's do like the 15-minute. Let's do the 30-minute actually, so we can get when this all started. We're just kind of consolidating, and then boy, bam, some volume, and then consolidate, ascending triangle, well, bam, to 10 grand we go. How funny would that be if we go high a day, or high of all time, or not all time obviously, but high of let's go back to the daily. Like, what if we went over 14,000 like tonight? That'd be pretty crazy, pretty sick squeeze. So anyways, I'll leave this over here so I can see it. I was back over 10,000. Okay, I'm done. Essentially I was doing nothing, and then when I retired, I was playing Rocket League one day when the kid was napping with one of my old buddies that I played Rocket League with all the time, and he said that he was a finance major. He was getting ready to graduate, and he was like, I'm going to look into the stock market in my free time and blah, blah, blah. I've been watching this guy, Ricky Gutierrez, on YouTube, and I really wasn't big into YouTube, honestly, back when this all started. And I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. And he just randomly linked me a video, and I had no intentions of watching it. And it's pretty fun. I don't think I've ever told anybody this, but I actually X'd out of the chat window that I was with him because I was pissed because of the way he was playing in Rocket League. And Jonathan and all you guys that I play Rocket League with know that I'm fairly competitive. I don't like to lose. But so I X'd out of his window because got done playing, and I was like, whatever. And then he had just messaged me and said something. I don't know, it wasn't related to anything. And I went to click out of the box, and I accidentally hit the link that he sent me for Ricky Gutierrez, and it popped up, and I couldn't find it. I must have minimized it by accident. I couldn't find it, and I could hear it, and I'm like, what's going on? And so I ended up watching the video once I found it, because I got juked just like he does to everybody, the cars, the houses, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and like showing how easy it is to make $1,000 in a day, whatever. And then it was just like a YouTube rabbit hole, and I ended up joining his Discord, and then finding Warrior Trading, Ross Cameron's YouTube channel, and yeah, the rest was kind of history. I want to say it was like 2 months straight, I was just watching and learning everything and anything, and I eventually went with Ross because I was just, obviously that style is more appealing to people. The stocks are more affordable. I went down that rabbit hole. And I quickly found out that this is usually what happens on Sun W. So, the rest is kind of history. I watched YouTube for about 2 months, like learning stuff. And I paper traded on Thinkorswim for about a week. And I was killing it, doing the breakout strategy. Just buying the 1 minute pullbacks, the micro pullbacks, as he would call it. Houston just scored a run. And so after about a week, I was like, screw this. I'm going to deposit my money. And so I did. And the first day, I've shown this before plenty of times. Let's go back to my first day, which was August 21st of last year. Look at the P&L. Negative $1,141 on the first day. And I was trading thousand share lots. And I was like, Ross is trading 9,000 shares. I'll just trade 1/9 of that, and I'll be fine. And that day hurt. It hurt. So, and then the rest is kind of history. I've just been learning and earning and hustling and doing whatever I have to do to learn at this point. I realized following other people wasn't going to work at a very early stage. That first day was very humbling to lose over 20% of your account, just like that. And so we decided to dial it back a little bit. not share size wise, but we decided to find some strategies that were a little bit easier to play. So we ended up kind of trading support resistance type things. So we tried all the EMA tricks, all that stuff. We've been through the ringer, guys. We went through it all to get to where we are now. And yeah, so that's my story. Live stream drinking game. I lied to Tom earlier because I told him I was going to be drinking my black drink, which I can still make one. Oh, let's do the giveaway. We're at 10 o'clock. So, okay. I'll scroll back up. Oh, well, let me catch up real quick. It's only I'm just going to read it. I'm looking for the blueprint for success. Well, hit it or quit it. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and there you go. That's the blueprint for success, because watching me, I'm only going to tell you the truth. I'm only going to tell you that you can't be me. You got to be yourself. And I can maybe give you some tips and tricks along the way. But you're going to have to figure this one out on your own. I can answer any questions you have. But I can't tell you how to trade. You have to trade yourself. A lot of people don't understand emotions are 75, 80, maybe even 90% of the game. Knowing the technical patterns, seeing these charts over and over again every day, that's the easy part. Being able to hit the button at the right time, fighting your emotions to do so, that's the hard part. So I could sit here and tell you, I could have the Holy Grail. I could tell you exactly what the Holy Grail is if there was one. There's not. But you would still need to apply it. You need to have the emotions behind it to actually apply it on a daily basis. So there you go. That's the blueprint for success. Start going right out. Yeah, that's what I was saying about this. It grinded me all the way down. Yeah. Live stream drinking game. Every base hit we all chug. Dang. Oh, I hope that was his glove. That was a line drive right back to the pitcher. Stuck. Yeah, it must have, because he's fine. I thought he was going to... It looked like he almost caught it. I'm going to watch the slow-mo replay real quick. Oh, it wasn't... it was hit hard, but not as hard as I thought. And it was tailing away from him. Just joined. You are using lamp around for commissions per share. It's the smart route is what I'm using, but yeah, it's the lamppost route. What's up, Alpine? You've been around here before. I've seen you before, if I remember correctly. Yeah, sorry, we're getting there. Yeah, Bitcoin's up to 10,100 now. It's still going. Honestly, I foresee another bear market time period. However, it will break the all-time high in a couple of years. Yeah. All right. So anybody that's here, I know I'm going to drink one. I'm going to go get one. So anybody that's here for the circuit giveaway, put 1 in the comments or the chat. Just type 1. See how many people we actually have. He's so good at marketing. He finds him first. I don't know how. Everyone finds him first. Yeah. Well, it's because I've shown you guys that in my sleep app that I use to play my rain. It's he shows up there. It's kind of crazy. The giveaway Circuit is a cryptocurrency. Quick backstory: Circuit's a cryptocurrency. They specialize. Basically in the racing world. So what's going on there is eventually the idea is when you show up to a racetrack or something like that, you'll be able to pay vendors, pay for food, pay for all the stuff there using Circuit Coin. I think that is really the end goal. They have their own YouTube channel if you want to go check it out a little bit more. I clicked on the website, but it's not working. I have it saved in my bookmarks, but I thought it would... Roomba's like, I want to be on stream. So they have a lot of sponsorships. They've only been around for like a few months, and they just nonstop are releasing things over and over and over. And it's like they don't slow down. It's ridiculous. But yeah, if you have any actual questions, feel free to ask Circuit Coin here. Show the drivers. Let's see, where are they at? And if you want to be part of the giveaway and you don't have the wallet, just go up here, getting started, CRCT wallets. And we'll get and do that. Where are the drivers on here, partners? Hey, there we go. Uh-oh. Site can't be reached. That's probably because I clicked on drivers. I got to come over here. No, that one's not working either. There we go. I had to scroll all the way over. I have Kraken. So yeah, we got Scott Denon. He's a Legends car driver. I actually am pretty... I like legend cars. When I used to race online via iRacing, it was one of my favorite cars. And then we got Mike Bellinger. I heard of Mike Bellinger before they even partnered with him. He's a truck driver, and yeah, he's got some nice awards. As you can see, he's some video of him in action. I don't believe they have some of the wraps that they have for these cars are just absolutely sick. I was looking at them the other day. Does this have it on there? Yeah, let's see. So like here is a picture of the truck with the stuff on it, so you can see like circuits on the back. There was another one. It looks really sick on this wrap on this car. Oops. I wish I could. Like that's pretty badass. So, yeah. All right. So how many people we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you two don't really need it. So really, we just have 2. I mean, that kind of works, right? 2 people. We were giving circuit away to 2 people. Does that sound about right? Is that where we're at? Gas and drift, no brake. We need the brake, right, to drift? Oh, we got a 3rd. We have a 3rd. And with Bitcoin going up, guys, it means circuit's going up, because circuit is the byproduct of Bitcoin, kind of, sort of. All right, so we have 3 people. We have Amazu is number 1. We have Tom is number 2. And we have Alpine is number 3. So we'll just go to, or let's just say, click on the bypass. Let's race with Bitcoin. Bypass, where you see bypass. What am I looking for? Let's oh, your antivirus? Oh, I got you. You're answering him. Got you. So we're just going to go to Google here. So again, Amazu is number 1, Tom is 2, and Alpine is number 3. So I'm going to say pick a number between 1 and 3. Well, I guess that would be 2, wouldn't it? Pick a number between... Pick a number between... If it is 1 and 3, I don't want it to randomly... If it's 2, I'm not going to take it, even though I'd feel bad for you, Tom, but I think that I have to switch the numbers. We'll see. Let's see. All right, random number between 1 and 3. Okay, that works. Here we go. So 1 and 3, go. 2. Okay, so we got Tom is 1, and then we're going to do this a second time. So it's either going to be 1 or 3. I traded that. Whoa. Wait a minute. So is this your actual car, or is this just the wrap that you're going to get on your car? Because John was just telling me that, because I know that this is the car he bought, but I'm just curious if this is just photoshopped, right? Wrap I will get. Okay. All right. So Tom is winner number 1. Tom, go ahead and post me your wallet. So now we just need 1 or 3. So Alpine is number 3. Amazu is number 1. And here we go. 1. So Amazu gets it. So I just need both of your, yeah, dude, that wrap is sick. So just post your wallets here, and I will shoot that over to you right now. 1 and 3 are both winners. What do you mean 1 and 3? It was 1 and 2. I'm confused. Alpine gets it also. It was 1 and 2. What are you talking about? It was 2, and then it was 1. Oh, okay. Tom says, Alpine, you can have it. So, all right, Alpine, give me your wallet address. So nice of you, Tom. Karma will come back and love you. I just need your wallet addresses, guys, so shoot those to me. So I'm going to go back up. I saw another question here. Why don't you like to short the SSR easy to borrow tickers? So the reason I don't like to short them is because it gives an immediate advantage, or it depends. If you're trying to short, say you do get short, it gives you an immediate disadvantage because on a non-SSR stock, short sellers can smash the bid. Right? And even when you're selling, you can smash the bid, right? Sell. Or, well, if you're selling stocks that you own, you can hit the bid. But if you are trying to short a stock, you have to actually short it on an uptick, which puts you at a disadvantage because no one can just smash the bid down at any given time. You have to rely on the people that have bought into the stock to continue to sell their stock. So it puts you at that disadvantage because you can't smash the bid. It's that simple. I don't, it's hard enough to find an edge in the market, to purposely put yourself into a position with an immediate disadvantage. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you would do that to yourself. It's like taking pocket aces and before playing the hand, asking for pocket tens. Like, here you go. I don't want these aces. Give me pocket tens and I'm still going to play them. Like, it's like, yeah, sure. It's a decent hand because the setup's there, but you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Send, pay to, 10,000. Send. I guess I should put your name in there just in case. AMAZU. Vermont. Are you from Vermont? That would be awesome. Don't play poker. Amazu, that was sent, if you want to go ahead and verify it. And Alpine, when you get your wallet address, just let me know, and I'll send it to you. Where'd it go? What just happened? Oh. I mean, you could just download the wallet. It'd be pretty simple. Silly goose. So, anybody have any other questions before I just start going on some random tangent about Coke Zero or something weird? Checking something. All right, I'm done. No idea how that works. You go to the website, you download the wallet. Look at Bitcoin back down to 9,800. Oh, it is volatile. Let's see. So you go in the circuit, literally just go getting started, CRCT wallets. You don't have to do this, I'm just saying. Oh yeah, XNet, that's the other one. I went over XNet already, didn't I? You just find the one that fits you, 132, 164, Linux, Ubuntu, Apple, whatever you have. Download it. When you get the wallet, you just go into your receive, and your address will be there. On the right side, it says receiving addresses. Just pull that up, and there you go. That would be your address. Bada bang, bada boom. Well, thanks, Jonathan, for repeating what I just said. Just kidding. So if nobody has any questions, I'm going to ask, what are you guys doing this weekend? You doing anything good? I have to umpire 2 games tomorrow. It's my last 2 games of the season, though, so I'm a little happy, a little sad. Believe it or not, 10,000 circuit at this current price is worth $1. But just think, it's literally at as low as it can go. It's at 1 Satoshi. So you're literally getting in at the bottom. Like I said, Circuit's only been around for a few months. They just came to market. And so you're literally getting in at ground zero. If you just kind of hold that 10,000 circuit, you never know what it could turn into. Look at Bitcoin. It's at 10,000 now. Just imagine. Imagine if you had 10,000 Bitcoin right now. I'm not saying it's ever going to go to $10,000, but you catch my drift. The crypto world is crazy. You can get 1,000% move in a day like it's nothing. Meeting with the president of Car Club tomorrow. She has a tricked out G37 Infinity and going to RC Track for sponsorship. Spoiler alert. No, Adachi. Is it Adachi or Adachi? I don't know. That is actually just my browser. Like, see how Google's even... I use a Dark Reader. It's a Chrome extension, so it turns everything black. I can't stand white screens. I'll go for holiday with my family until next week. How about you? That's awesome. I am just umpiring those games and then watching football on Sunday. Spending time with the family. It's kind of what my weekends are, just spending time with the family at this point. Hopefully watching the Browns beat the Patriots. I have faith, but not getting my hopes up. That would make a great Sunday. I would very much enjoy the Browns beating the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots have to lose at some point this season, right? Or are they going to try to actually go undefeated and just lose in the Super Bowl again? Hopefully the AFC Championship to the Ravens. My oldest son is getting married. Oh, that's tomorrow? Congrats, man. How come I haven't heard about that until now? Or did I, and I just forgot, and I'm a really bad person? I feel like you didn't tell me that. I think you told me that you were getting prepared for it at some point, but I don't think you ever told me the actual date. If I would have held my XNet today and loaded whole account on it, it would have paid 100K. Well, that's the beauty of hindsight trading. I bet, who was it that traded this? Mr. Nice. I bet if Mr. Nice would have known the hindsight of this, he wouldn't have traded, got long here above $4. He would have got short. I would have paid for a locate fee and everything, and I would have maxed my account out if I would have known that SunW was going to do that. Did I really forget? Damn, I feel like an asshole now. You told me the exact date, 10/26. I feel like I would have remembered that because today is my dad's birthday. I feel like I would have remembered you telling me that. Firefox. People still use Firefox? It's interesting. There's actually a really cool video that I just watched. It's I'm not huge into Reddit, but I follow Reddit a little bit. I watched this last night. Data is Beautiful is a subreddit, and apparently they have a YouTube channel, and I didn't know about it. They have this. It was from 1996 to 2019. We'll speed it up. But it's the most popular websites. And I think Firefox pops up on there. That's what kind of made me laugh. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't remember when Google comes up in there. But there's some that you're just like, holy crap, I totally forgot about that. And then like Amazon pops in here and you're like, oh, Amazon's going to go like to the top and kill it. They don't ever even come close. It's pretty cool. Damn, Tom, you're making me feel like an asshole. I think, are you messing with me? If you're not messing with me, I'm sorry. I legitimately am sorry. I usually pay attention to those kind of details. Maybe you caught me at a bad time. I don't know. But I usually remember that stuff. So now I'm going to feel bad. Yeah, Yahoo just is like, peace. I'm out of here. Yeah. All right. My bad. Son of a bitch. I'm such a dick. I feel bad. Now I feel like I need to like push the scanners or CMEG on you or something. Make myself feel better. Little inside joke there. Oh, I didn't even notice that owl there. That was kind of cool. Liar and a dick. So true. I didn't lie about my drink. I'm going to go make that. You want me to make it in front of you guys? How about I do that? Actually, I don't know if I have pineapple juice. Let me see. So I actually don't have pineapple juice. So we're going to try this with orange juice. Never tried that before. We're going to see what it tastes like. So this is a fairly new bottle. This is actually from the cruise. Duty free. He said duty. So this is how you would make a blue Hawaiian, which is my favorite drink, but it would just be with pineapple juice instead of orange juice. So, yeah, one shot. About one shot of Bacardi. I mean, I guess you could use any other rum. Some people actually use pineapple flavored rum just to like really make it pineapple-y, but we got blue curacao. It's about the same. I use the same amount. So we get a nice blue there. And then usually what turns this kind of green, which makes it turn into a black drink, is the pineapple juice. I'm kind of sad because now I need to go get more of this because I don't drink a lot though. And then we just got orange juice. We'll see if it turns black. So it definitely made the same color. So it definitely made the same color there, which is pretty cool. Ooh. So, let's see what it tastes like. Let me try to give it a little stir here. Need my butter knife that I usually use. Use my finger. Ooh. Tastes like orange juice. That surprisingly tastes pretty good. Not gonna lie. I actually really like that. That's pretty cool. This is Simply Orange. I gotta go back to make sure Simply Orange pulp free. Every once in a while we get the pulp kind from Sam's Club, the fresh squeeze stuff that they make. The kids freaking tear that stuff up. My oldest loves the Simply Orange. My youngest won't really drink it. But we get the fresh squeeze stuff from Sam's, and the youngest just tears it apart. This Roomba has the whole first floor to go, and it's just been sticking around. It just wants attention. I'm not giving it to it. No attention for you. So the cool thing about these live streams too, if you're not subscribed, you're just here and you're not a subscriber. If you hit the subscribe button and your profile is public, it'll pop up on the screen. Just a little tip for me to get more subscribers. The orange juice look clear. I think that's just the there's a leaf. It's a green leaf right here that's on the orange, so it looks like it's see-through, but it's not. Like, because if I turn it around, see how you can see the back of the label through, but if I turn it back around, focus. The actual juice, I showed it. You could see it, right? I'm losing viewers. We're not talking about trading anymore. Trade this, trade that, trade this. XNet, XNet, XNet. Where to buy clear orange juice? Well, this isn't orange. It's a mix. It's all mixed together. You can set it so it learns. I just let it go. Our house is kind of tiny. It runs around the room probably like 3 or 4 times when it's running, so I don't really need to set it. But yeah, you can give it barriers. Like if you have steps, you can set it so that it has the ability to like learn where furniture is. So it'll just kind of go around it instead of like running into it or trying to go under it a lot. So it's not orange juice, guys. It's magic orange juice. It's got magic stuff in it. Tastes really good. The Nats are in a pretty interesting situation. They got second and third, 2 outs, counts 3-2, bottom 5. They're down 2 runs right now. iRobot was in play this week. IRBT. Oh, wow. I actually tried one of these at one time. Oh, wait, iRobot is the... that's the movie, isn't it? What was the movie? Was that the movie with Will Smith? Dang, the guy from the Nats struck out again. That's the maker of the Roomba. Okay. You're right. It says it right on it. Bum-ba-da-dum. Flying Roomba. Right? They get the little spider webs that aren't spider webs. This is really good, and we always have orange juice on hand. So now I know if I run out of pineapple juice, just use orange juice. It's amazing. Oh, dude, Alpine. Wait, are you mocking me from before, or are you just saying that? Because that's happened to me on several occasions, 3 times to be exact. Once when I was still living with my mom 10 years ago, she had like one of the first Roombas that ever came out, and the cat took a shit on the floor, and oh my God. And then 2 of my dogs, well, this is probably months ago at this point, but we've had to replace our Roomba once because it was just that bad. And we lost a throw rug, like a $600 throw rug that was given to us. Oh my God. Like, as you came out of our bedroom, you just got a whiff, and you're like, where did the dog shit? And then when you walk down the stairs, and it was literally just smeared everywhere. Everywhere. It was one of the most disheartening ways to wake up ever. I do not recommend ever waking up to dog shit smeared all over the place, let alone the Roomba. Like, the Roomba was all in the Roomba, in the brushes, in the wheels. I mean, I just threw it away. I wasn't about to try to clean it. I didn't care how much it cost. No. There's some things that you just don't do. and that's messing with doo-doo in a Roomba. It was so bad. And sitting there having to clean it up, it was the worst. While keeping your kid locked behind the gate because he can't come down, obviously. The Beetle. Oh yeah, I saw that thing's going viral right now. It's like one of them robots that cut the grass, but it just goes around and picks up dog crap. The only problem with that is I feel like if your yard isn't like perfectly even, it would probably have a pretty hard time doing it. Jonathan, thank you, man. Nice to see you as always. Circuit meeting. Yeah, it sounds good. Wink, wink. I'll talk to you later. Nice catch. Nice diving catch. My cat peed on my weight set. Is that why you don't lift weights anymore? Because your cat peed on it? It's kind of funny. Leave it to Vincenzo. Let me go find something real quick. If you guys have any actual trading related questions, feel free to ask, guys. This is what these free-for-alls turn into. They kind of turn into mush. I try to keep them on track, and then they just never end up staying on track. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got a bone to pick. I wonder if he did this thinking it would pop up. But I think maybe because he was already... Did I just miss it? No, see, neither of them popped up. The subscriber thing. Because I went up to 706. That was my bone I was picking, is somebody that I thought was already subscribed. It popped up saying that. But the other person was private. I was confused. Well, I think it didn't pop up because you were a previous subscriber, so it was like already in the system or something. I'm guessing. I don't know that for sure. I don't know how it works. Here, I'll help you out, Thomas, since you want to be YouTube famous. Oh, it didn't even pop up on Streamlabs. See, that it must already have it in there. I wish I could search for you, but I don't think I can. I'll just hit the last two guys. This is what I have to do because when people are private, it doesn't go through on OBS. So I have to go through and just hit the last two that came up so that it'll change the number to where it's currently at. Blazing Crypto Profits, what's up, man? Thank you for the sub. Welcome. All right. I'm going to say Louis is how you pronounce the last name. Harasi? I'm going to go with instead of Horace, I'm going to go with Harasi. That sounds probably much better. When watching you trade earlier, I saw the main window of CMEG was minimized for some reason. I could never figure out how to get rid of it. The main window? You talking about this window? The subs won't stop, man. Let's hit that goal. Tell your friends. Let's hit 1K. Let's do it. Let's hit 1K so I can monetize and make next to nothing from YouTube. Let me go to the trading setup that I'm using. And I'll show you what I did. Cause yeah, if you if you just hit the minimize button, it's for some reason it's not like DOS. It just minimizes everything. Like you can't pop everything out and make it like I can move these to any screen that I want, but if I were to hit minimize and it's on a different screen, it still minimizes everything, which is I don't understand that. It doesn't really make sense. All I did was I just covered it up with my position summary. So like this is my three main windows, and then if I ever need that window, I put it here but with a gap so that when I'm done getting anything I need from it, I just click over here. So it's actually just behind this window. So that's all. Yep. Just a little trick for Sterling. But with DOS, you can pop everything out. And you don't have to worry about that. So it's kind of annoying that it does it that way, but is what it is. Why did this always comes back? I delete it every time, and now it's like, oh, what the? That's like one of the most annoying things about Sterling It just does what it wants. And of course I didn't save that, so this is back to here. Is that a home run? Oh, off the foul pole. Houston's up 4-1. Let's see. What can we look at today? Got my DOS email today. Yeah, I can't wait to go back. Oh, yeah, speaking. DOS on CMEG is actually cheaper now than Sterling. It's going to be $125 a month total with the market data and everything, where Sterling is $129. And if you tell them that you want to switch from, if you're with CMEG and you have Sterling currently, I didn't see who hit the home run. I'll have to look. If you're currently with CMEG and you have Sterling and you switch and you send them the email before October 28th, they'll waive the $90 platform fee for DOS for the month of November. So you'll just pay the $35 market data fee. So that's pretty cool. Looks like it was Brantley. Or wait, Nationals' first run of Game 3. Never mind, that was earlier. Let's see, game day. Who just hit that home run? This is so hard to read. Scoring. There we go. What the? It's not telling me. Oh, it was Robinson. The good old catcher. Kiernos or Kiernos, however you say his name. I forget how they say his name. Where my sub-American trader, Coco Higgins, what's up? You still looking for a trader husband? There's plenty of guys in this room. They're all traders. I saw you commented on somebody else's video, and you weren't the #1 gamer anymore. You were the #1... What were you? You were the #1 something else. I forget what it was, though. Oh, they are. Paul, they are. It is for everybody. They sent out the email. Let me pull it up. So here's the email that they sent. It says, to ensure access to one of the most powerful trading platforms, we are revising our monthly subscription fee for the DOS platform from November 1st, 2019. The monthly subscription fee for all users will be reduced to $125 from $150. So savings of $25. And then, so it says to start trading with DOS as of November 1st, make the request to switch by October 28th, and we'll waive the $90 DOS platform fee for the month of November. So that's that. So I don't think that was just to me. That just sounds like it's for all clients. Oh, cracked my back. That felt so good. Yoga Girl. That was it. #1 Yoga Girl. Yeah, Brantley, he's one of them guys. He's not very likable, but he's a great catcher. He is. I just watched that on Shark Tank, the face yoga. That was great. He stole second and threw it away. Part of me was kind of hoping the Nats would sweep, but it's not looking like they're going to. I'm gonna see if that's on YouTube real quick, just for you, Coco. Beauty of these free-for-alls. Yeah, here it is.
I am asking $200,000.
Look, it's Coco.
20% of the company. In this day and age, appearance is everything. Sharks.
Doesn't she say she's like 70 years old or something?
10 years younger without any plastic surgery or injection. I have found the fountain of youth because I am 61 years old.
What?
Unbelievable.
Seriously?
I hate you.
I'm kidding.
61, I was
years old.
close.
Oh, I was like, what about 5 bids right there? Oh my God.
My business is face yoga. Face yoga is a really great natural solution
Mark's
to regain your youthful appearance. We wake up sleeping muscle in the face to lift up your face and relax those overworking muscle for wrinkle reduction. So, Kevin, let's see your face. As of
let's not.
today, you look great. But if you do face yoga exercises, you can look like this. Even more wonderful, right? I love it. This is great.
Oh my.
But
It's just
if you
simple, that's
don't
all.
do any
Is
exercise,
it? I don't know if it
you
is.
can look
I guess it is because we're
this.
trying to get you to switch from
Just
Sterling to there. I don't know.
Nasty.
Oh, does it say it on the fine print?
Which
There
one do you
is
like?
no way I'm gonna look like that. That ain't
No,
happening.
I'm serious. I know. I'm a face yoga expert. So, Kevin,
Yeah, it does
would you
say
like to
for
come up
existing
here
guys.
So that I can make you look 10 years younger?
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
do some exercises together.
But I mean, it's
Okay.
still cheaper,
Thank you. Please stand here.
Paul.
To prevent
If you're worried about the
or
price,
reduce
that
double
is.
chin,
That's what I need.
look up and then stretch your neck. Then stick out your chin to the ceiling like and then stick out your tongue to the ceiling. And then 10 seconds.
You look like a seal. You literally look like a seal. I feel younger.
Okay, last one. Let's lift up the corners of the mouth a little bit higher. Smile, and then stick out your tongue. Up, down, up,
This is not so easy.
Coco, I remember you got a deal from this, didn't you?
Coco, this is not easy.
Oh,
Thank you.
Sit.
Coco, question.
Yes.
How many hours a day do you do this?
In general,
Okay, that's enough of face yoga. Cheers to you, Coco, and finding your American trader husband. Glad to see you gave up gaming and decided to go for some face yoga. Face yoga is pretty. I could feel that. I'm not gonna lie. I can kind of feel like when you do the chin and you stick your tongue out, trying to like just push it straight up. You kind of feel it. I'm not gonna lie. Don't tell me you guys aren't trying it right now, because you know you are. Oh man. Yeah, I was actually looking at a stock earlier. One of my buddies was in it. He's another one of them ones. He's like, I'm in the stock. I'm up like 41% on it. Should I sell? And hold on, it's QCOM. So I was like, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'll take a look at it. And so I pulled it up. And obviously this is a swing trade. But I pulled it up and I was like, whoa. Like in my head, I'm like, no, do not sell. And I'll show you why. Because we're at this resistance point right here. But look at what we got here. And I actually sent them this. I was actually zoomed out even further. Look at this. Now he has no idea like what patterns are and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I was just telling him that of course I worded it as if it were me, I would be looking to see what it does in the next couple weeks, because you're in a pattern that is very bullish. And just looking at this trend line that it's following, as well as you're kind of in an ascending triangle here. So I kind of told him without telling him to basically wait, see what it does. Because this could very easily break out and try to at least go up to 90 where its previous highs were. So, and if it breaks in the all-time highs, that close to $100, that thing could go. There's another one that I've been following since I started trading last year, Mr. Ticks, I used to call it. August of last year is when I had noticed it, or actually it was whenever it was at $30, like $30 area. So like right around here. And what the heck? Why is it? Did it literally just keep my lines from the other chart? Is that what it's doing? I bet that's what it's doing. I bet all these are from other charts. And when I just go to a new chart, it just keeps it. What the heck? It's kind of messed up. What's another... No. I'm trying to think of another stock that's even in that general area. Yeah, look at that. It's just, that's all it's doing. So that's where those lines are coming from. They just leave the lines on the charts. What the heck? What was I even just looking at? That kind of ticks me off. Oh yeah, Mr. Ticks. But look at this thing. This thing actually went up to $100 because it kept. It actually tried to come back down. I never really followed it. I just remember knowing it was $30 back here because there was one day I was like, oh, I should long this thing, and I didn't, and because the range and the spread on it was like horrible. And I remember seeing it earlier this year, and it was over $100. I'm like, holy crap! It's kind of annoying. It's just Sterling, man. Sterling just sucks. All right, Thomas, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. The fact that you even came, unsubscribed and then resubscribed, that's kind of a dick move to try to get your name on screen, but, it is what it is. I still love you. I left DOS because Sterling had more shorts available. I went through a whole month. I'm just kidding, by the way, Thomas, you know that. I went through a whole month of asking somebody that was on Sterling while I was on DOS if he had shares on a stock that ran that I would have traded if I had shares. And pretty much every time he said yes. And I was like, I've had enough. I'm switching to Sterling. But being on Sterling for like half a month, like 2 weeks, I had enough. I was like, no, I can't do this. The charts lag. It's just slower in general. I just don't like that it doesn't have certain things that DOS has. There was just so many things that I don't like about Sterling that I love about DOS that I can't wait to be back. So we're close. We're close. We're at the end of the month. Just have another week, right? I think it's the end of next week. Yeah, Friday of next week is November 1st. So hopefully we get everything done on November 1st. Hopefully we can trade on next Friday. But hopefully they at least get us set up, because to switch to Sterling, they actually juked us out of 2 days. But hopefully we at least get everything so that we can get set up on Friday so that we can at least be ready for Monday. Well, no, the thing with CMEG is with I made this thing pretty strong. I'm actually starting to feel it. So I drink some more. Sterling and DOS actually pull from two different pools, like PULL. They pull PULL from different pools, POOLS. So they have different shorts available from Sterling and DOS because it's two different clearing firms. So Sterling just had more shorts available. So I decided to jump ship to them and see if it made a difference. But the platform alone is enough for me to not want to even care about those extra couple plays that I could get. So I just decided, I love DOS so much that, or maybe I just hate Sterling that much. I don't know. But I gave it a try, right? I tried it for a month, and it is what it is. And when I did switch to Sterling, it was actually cheaper. It was $26 cheaper at the time, but now it's not. Constantine, what's going on, man? It should be morning for you at the moment. I am really feeling this drink. This is awesome. I didn't think I made it that strong, but I guess I did pour a decent amount in there. Sometimes the ice cubes throw me off a little bit. DOS is the best. I'm looking to open with CMEG because for me, DOS will be free and commissions aren't too bad. I'm with TradeZero for small caps, but mid caps, I want CMEG. Well, there's a link in the description below. 295 trades, 0.005, anything over 1,000 trades. And it's funny, I was just kind of being funny there because I don't really push the affiliation links for the scanners or CMEG, but they are there. But I actually, when I just talked to them recently, I asked them if when you do trade exactly 1,000 shares, because it's always been a question, because it says it's 0.005 up until 1,000 shares. So in theory, you would think, okay, at 1,000, is it 295 or is it 0.005? Because it would be 295 versus $5. And I did clarify that literally just Wednesday, that it would still be 295. So 1,001 shares would then use the 0.005. Much better deal. Awesome. That's awesome. I think I know of the deal. I don't promote that because obviously it's not my channel. So that would just kind of be weird. But I actually heard about that when I asked them to give me the hookup for even being an affiliate. So that was actually how I had even found out about that, which is kind of look at the spread on this thing. 65.82. Can you imagine? That's crazy. You're just waking up at 12 in the afternoon. I'm so jealous. So jealous. I sent them an email telling them not to activate my account until November 1st, or else they would have charged me the whole platform fee for October. Yeah, they don't prorate. Yeah, that's why I think I had already told you that, though, didn't I? I told you to just let them know to start you at the beginning of the month. So you got to wait 4 days. Well, 4 trading days. Doc Bruce Banner, belted by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk. I feel like I'm turning into the Hulk. The see-through black drink Hulk. Because it's actually a green drink, but you can't see it because of the green screen. Oh, you know what? I did this last time. Just to show you the actual color of the drink. There it is. I wonder if it's still called a Blue Hawaiian, even though it's with orange juice. Oops, I guess I got to turn that back on. With orange juice instead of pineapple juice. Interesting question. This is actually a lot better than I assumed it was going to be. When I had to grab the orange juice out of the fridge, I was like, I'm a little iffy about this. Marvel Comics Sing-Along at my channel. I need one of the... Yeah, Tom was so mad. Tom actually asked me how to make this drink because... how was your bowling event, by the way? Come on over, man. I'll make you one. I have plenty of these glasses. I have plenty of orange juice. The only thing I don't have plenty of, you have to bring some, is the blue curacao. But yeah, he was so mad because he had like a bowling event, so he was planning on getting one of these made there, but they didn't have them. I only had one Tito's. So is Tito's? You said that earlier. Is that a drink? Because that's isn't that like vodka? I think. Tito, let me see, Tito's. Yeah, Tito's vodka. So I'm assuming that's what you were drinking. Vodka and lemonade. So, trick, when we go on a cruise, we use these cruise runners. So we basically bring on like 2 or 3 bottles of our own rum. Or we like the Dragonberry Bacardi. And you just mix that with lemonade. It's like one of the best things ever. And lemonade's free on the cruise. So you basically have free drinks for a whole week. It's pretty sweet. Little trick. I'll even show you guys what I'm talking about real quick. I think they're called rum runners. Yeah, rum runners. So they're these. I think it's this one. Each one of these 32 ounce. So this is $10, right? Each one of these 32 ounces, they hold a whole bottle, is it 750 milliliters of alcohol. So that's, you can, and what you do is you put these, you fill them up and see the caps on them. I wish I could click on it. So these caps, they look like toothpaste caps or something. So, and the rest of the bag going through the x-ray machine doesn't show up. So all they see is this cap. So if you just stick it like with all your other bathroom amenities, it just blends in and you end up with free alcohol for the whole cruise. It's pretty sweet. Gatorade with Bacardi lemon. That's interesting. I've never tried that. I quit drinking back in January. Best decision of my life. Hey, well, I don't drink that way. Not even close. Like this is the first one I've had since the last time I had one on stream. Like I'm a social drinker. You know how like when they ask them questionnaires, like drinker, don't drink, sociable, have a problem. Like I'm the social drinker. I only drink like when I'm out with friends and stuff like that. Oh, I drank. That's funny. Oh, I drank. Have you guys been keeping tabs on the trading memes? Let me see. Some of these I've been watching them. Let me see if there was any like actual ones I want to show you guys. Oops. What did I hit? That's awesome, man. Let's talk trading. What do you want to talk? Ask a question, Alpine. Trust me, I'm all down for trading. This is trading related, by the way. Yeah, we could work something out. Jump in. The dogs are in my vision. And that toy just went off, and it's not sensor related. It's still going on. Give me a second. Hope it didn't scare you. Oh, it's this little thing. I don't know what the... There's not even like an on-off switch. I'm wondering if like the battery's dying. So it just starts playing randomly. So what I was going to say, Alpine, is jump on the Discord. We can maybe work something out. I'm always down to collaborate. I was wondering if for a second it was my drink. Hans, get the Luger. Now Tom knows what's up. We were talking about that earlier or last night. This one's pretty funny.
1, wake the fuck up. 2, get your lazy ass off the couch. And 3, go do that shit. Or you're gonna be watching the big boys play from the sideline. I don't know how much more simple I can make this shit.
Cracks me up. This one, I'll just do this one. God, well, that's loud.
What the fuck? For fuck's sake.
Oh, it cracks me up. Well, Paul, because I've used trade ideas and I know that they are fairly useless. But to give you an honest reason, like the real reason, which is I'm assuming why you asked. I don't really need an example. I can just tell you. But so trade ideas, I'll play it again in a sec. Trade ideas alerts everything. So like you have the high of day Momo scanner that a lot of people seek after with trade ideas. And basically say XNet starts to make a move, like even say it's like right here on this breakout. It's going to alert and 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 it's going to alert like 5, 6. And if it keeps going 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then say something else is going off, it's mixed in there. Say, I don't know, SES and then say BIMI, like they're all just going off, right? Say you have like 10 different stocks kind of going all at once and they're just alerting, right? On the high day Momo scanner. Well, how do you know which one to go look at? You don't. Trade ideas alerts, pretty much everything that could be moving. It doesn't really tell you what is making the big move, right? So the stock intensity stockwatch scanners, they are alerting you at, in real time. They constantly have a rotating list and it has an intensity number. So the higher the intensity number, the more intense the move. So it's going to tell you, it's not just going to start alerting you randomly when it's possibly making a move or an intense move, whatever you want to call it. It's only going to alert you when it's actually making the move. So like up in here. So like XNet was going off as it was making this move. XNet actually was going off as it was making this move too. However, and when it was making this move, but the intensity stockwatch scanners are designed to get you to the chart before the reversal happens. So the whole point of the scanner is to say, hey, we're alerting you, this thing's making a move, go pull up the chart. And then if you have a strategy, if your edge, whatever it is that actually fits these intense moves, you look to imply it, whether it's trying to scale into the front side. As we had saw earlier on VIPs, whether it's letting it form a top and then getting in as it drops down under that first red candle, like whatever it may be. But this is what the intensity stockwatch scanner finds. It finds only the intense moves. It doesn't just alert pretty much everything, which is what Trade Ideas does. And Trade Ideas is just constant. It's like blah, 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 blah. So you have to literally pull up every single chart and sort through every single chart. And by the time, say VIPs is the one that you needed to play, and you're looking at, say, just in the example, SES and BIMI, and they're not doing anything. They're just kind of making like little blips. Well, by the time you pull up VIPS, the move could have happened already. And it does a lot, like especially at the bell. Things are happening so fast. By the time you're cycling through all those charts, it just doesn't work. So like, for instance, let me just pull up just from today. We'll see if it actually works for me here. What's up, Blue Chips? So I pulled it up like right after it made the move, or actually, yeah, I pulled it up because I edited it out. But if you go and watch the, actually, let's just see if we can do it. Screw it. We're already diving into this. Let's see if it'll actually work. Alright, already made the trade there. Okay, so let's see if we can find it. So we had already had VIPs up because it was already making the move, but look at the scanner right here. So we had a game plan for this beforehand anyway, but if you look at the scanner here, you'll see that it's at the top, and see how it has an intensity number. So we're basically looking for everything at the top of these scanners. Essentially on this scanner, this is from $2 to $20. We want it to hit 20 on the intensity scanner. So on the intensity level, I should say, so that we can get the intense move that we're looking for. But the volume just really never kicked in to really kind of give us that number. So we actually kind of started this probably on a little bit of false pretense, but we liked the extension. So we ended up taking this trade, and it ended up working. But I could have sworn it was higher when we first opened it up, but maybe it wasn't. But it was really, this morning wasn't really active. But like, see how this one's alerted over here? I didn't actually check this one just because of the float. See how the float was 14 million and the volume was a little bit lower? But this scanner is the same thing as this one. It's just set for $20 to $80. And I have it set to alert us anything over 15. But as you can see, this one's actually at 25.9. So the whole idea is at any given time, you can cherry pick the top movers that are actually happening. Where on trade ideas, see how we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stocks on the scanner right now. Trade ideas could just be alerting those all at once, and sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 times at a time, right? So you have to sift through all of that and pull up the charts and all that good stuff. Where on the Intensity Stock Watch scanner, it's literally telling you MLNT is making the biggest move right now, and then CLS, and then Flex. So you can scroll through that way, knowing that that's how it's working. And then it breaks it down. It tells you that, okay, if it's red, they're red on the day. And it tells you the percent, and it does that on trade ideas too. But it's just a better visual indicator when it comes to that. It's just much easier to read. It does what I am looking for in my strategy a lot better than trade ideas. With trade ideas, I feel like I would miss a lot of moves trying to sift through charts. So to answer your question as easy as I can, that's the answer. Back to the Demoverse Live.
What the fuck? For fuck's sake.
Play it one more time.
What
Yeah,
the
Paul.
fuck?
Hold on one second.
For fuck's sake.
And you know it's real just by the way that he flies back like that. But yeah, Paul, if you want to talk more about the scanners and why again, yes, I'm affiliated with them. Yes, you can look at the description down below for up to 30% off lifetime. You'll never see me really push the scanners. That's not what I'm about. I'm here to make money from the market, not from people signing up through my affiliate links. But they're there. They're there to help you guys. So if you do want to use the same tools that I'm using because I believe in them, I wouldn't promote them if I didn't believe in them. And that's why I get so excited when I talk about the scanners, because every single one of my plays dating back to February is straight from the scanners. Like, that's what I do. I don't sit here and do I don't sit here and look at charts all night, all day, all night, when the market's closed, looking for my plays for tomorrow. I literally just go into market open and let the scanners do all the work for me. It's life-changing. It really is. It's like, yeah, okay, so it might be somewhat pricey to some people for those scanners, but not only do they pay for themselves from the plays that they give you the most high probability setups by just cherry picking the tops of them, like I was just showing you. But it pays for it just in time. Like, all the time that you spend just staring at charts, analyzing charts, getting set up for the next day, you don't have to do that anymore. Like, that's how I look at it. So it's like, how much is your time worth? I wouldn't. I tell people that all the time. Without those scanners, I wouldn't know how to trade. I would have to find a new way to trade. Because I mean, I would still try to trade the same way, but I would have to find a new way to find those stocks on a given day. And there's no way it would be as easy as the Intensity Stock Watch scanners. There's no way. There's nothing else like it out there. And that's why I love it so much. And they're just new. They're, Trade Ideas was new at some point. Intensity Stock Watch is new right now. So they just, no one really knows the potential of them. And to be as blunt as I can, because that's just who I am, a lot of people that would use the Intensity Stock Watch scanners are the people that are part of the 10%, because the plays that it gives you are the plays that the 10% use. They're playing against the 90%, right? The 90% are the 90% for a reason. So if you're doing what the 90% are doing, you're probably part of the 90% too. And that's not what we want, right? So it's a harsh reality to kind of spin at somebody. And a lot of people will be like, no, you're wrong. This works, blah, 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 blah. But okay, if you say so, I'm not going to fight you. Yeah, I have a video. If you go to my main page, again, I'm not trying to sell you, but you should always do your due diligence. Right here if you just go to my YouTube page, I have a video right here, kind of where I break it down and I go over pretty much every scanner that there is. And then I even have like a little montage at the end where I just go over some trades, taken right off the scanners. Like if we just roll through this real quick, let's see, put it 2 times. I don't have any sound or anything, but like you'll see when a new trade starts, I highlight it, but you'll see I'm basically just taking these trades right off the top of the scanner because I know that they're making the intense moves. So another one, FDC. So we'll go right up to it. See the intense move that it's making? So with Trade Ideas, you might have like 5 to 10 different tickers all kind of lumped into one, and they're going off constantly, and you don't know, it's hard to sort through all that. And by the time you do, you might have missed that move. See how quickly these shoot up and then come right back down? That's what most of them do. So if you're sorting through even like 2 or 3 other tickers, trying to find daily levels and stuff like that, like you might miss all those moves. Where with Intensity Stock Watch, you don't have to worry about that. A lot of these are funny too, but yeah, there's no one way to trade. You're right. No, counter trend is definitely not for everybody. It requires a set of balls because there's going to be times where if you don't have a strategy down concrete, MTSI, if you guys know me very well, it can definitely put you in a situation that you don't know what to do. You become a deer in headlights. So if you are going to counter trend trade, you definitely need to have a strategy in place. That's for sure. Which if you go back and watch my videos and watch how I trade, you can pretty much pick up on the gist of what I'm doing. And it seems to be working. So we're slowly building. Again, consistency is number one. It doesn't matter what your quota is every day, but if you can consistently make the same amount every single day, that's scalable, as long as, within reason. I mean, if you're making $50 a day, you can essentially make $5,000 a day. It's just share size. That's all it is. But if you start getting above, like if you're looking to make like $50,000 a day or something, then you could be running into like liquidity issues and you have to think about that kind of stuff. But if you're only shooting for like $5,000 a day, that's definitely doable. As long as you're trading stocks that have volume. Raids. Oh, I didn't even see it. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling to respect my stop loss now. I'm looking for a way to train on that. What about you? Nice, Alpine. I'm jealous. What are they? A lot of those guys say $500 a day keeps the doctor or keeps the day job away. I think Clay Trader says that now that I'm thinking about it. $500 a day keeps the day job away. Is it Raid? I used to have that same problem. I did. The best thing you can do to stop yourself from not following your stop loss is hard stops. So to give you an example, actually, let's go over here. I have a perfect example. So SGen, not that long ago. So my strategy is a 1-1-2 based scale in, right? So I start a move with a position size. So in this case, we'll just say it's 100 shares. My first add will be 100 shares. So 1-1. And then my top and final add will be 200 shares for the 2. So 1-1-2. Now, the idea is I'm trying to find the top. But if it wants to consolidate like it did here and then go high of day again, I cut my position. Like that is my strategy, as simple as it comes. When it comes to losing, this is my strategy. I scale in, and if we don't get any kind of a drop, which as you can see, sometimes it just doesn't work, right? A lot of times you see these, you end up getting some kind of a pullback. Well, guess what? We didn't get a pullback on this one. It just consolidated sideways and went higher, and we stopped out. So that is my strategy. So how did I do that? And look, I ended up top ticking it right there, but it did end up going higher, so it doesn't matter. But even if I top ticked it and it went down, I still did the right thing, because what if I didn't stop out here and then it just went up to say like $92, then we're effed in the butt, probably getting margin called or whatever. So probably not, because we scaled in, like we scale in properly, risk management, et cetera, et cetera. But just this was a hard stop, right? You found high of day and you put the hard stop in over high of day. It's that simple. So if you're struggling with your stop losses, you just need to, if you know where your stop loss should be, put it in as a hard stop and just be done with it. Stop saying, I'm going to see what it does when it gets there, because I can't tell you how many times. I actually just did it. Let me see. It ended up being a break-even trade. I don't remember which one it was. Let me see. Was it SQ? No. Was it Derm? No, Derm. I remember Derm. It wasn't Derm. It wasn't Hal. I thought it was before that. I don't remember. But I ended up getting lucky on it. But fast was kind of the same thing. So we took our position, got in. We actually had a chance to get out break even. We didn't. We added our last shares there at high of day, knowing that if it went high of day, we were going to cut, because that's the strategy if it wanted to consolidate and go higher. And it did. So we cut it. And that's how the strategy. It was a hard stop. But I can't tell you, there's been so many times where I'm like, okay, I'm going to see if this fakes us out and like see if it's a fake out going through high of day. And then it just keeps squeezing, right? Well, guess what? I was thinking maybe it'll be a fake out and try to come under, and then if it wants to continue, then we get out. But what if it just goes through and never comes back, right? So that's why you have the hard stop. So, I mean, really that's the biggest piece of advice I can give you, is to use hard stops. Like if you know where your stop's supposed to be, use a hard stop. Yeah, MMA Tim. Here, I'll show you MMA Tim. The trade that we always come back to. I'm over it at this point, but this was right here. We were doing so good with the new strategy, and then bam, this was MTSI. I mean, look, this is what you call MMA, fighting a stock. And here's what the chart looked like. So how I would play this now is where you see this green arrow chilling here. This was actually, I took half of my position, and then I added that half back looking for the drop. But now I would have this short, this entry, this add, and then this would be a full cut at high of day. And if I wanted to get back in later, I could. But what I did is I cut half my position. I reduced my position. I thought this was the top because it kind of stopped. So I added back. It wasn't. So when it set a high here, it tried to come down, and then it went high of day again. So what did I do? I cut half again, and then I added back thinking that this was the top. And I just kept fighting it all day. And then guess what? When we finally got here and we tried to come back down, it looked like it was finally coming back down, and then it didn't. It finally went high day. I finally said I had enough. I'm at the $1,000 mark, which was half of my account at the time. And I cut it. And sure enough, it went a little bit higher, but then it finally started coming down. But at this point, I was just down so much, I was just ready to get out of it. And this was a huge mistake. It could have been a $100 loser back here where it should have been. After this trade, I ended up taking about a month off. I took the whole month of June off to figure out how to not let this happen again. So if we look at my chart now, so from that loss, if you notice anytime, and this is, if you notice from May, June is gone, not in there, and then straight to July. I took the whole month of June off to figure out how to lose because I didn't know how to lose with the strategy yet. I started the strategy here in early February, and we were just winning. We were just constantly winning. I didn't know how to lose, and then that's how I took the big hit because I didn't know how to lose. So we took the whole month of June to figure out how to lose, and look at us now. So look at all the losses, like the little down movements here. They're just blips on the radar, and the market really slowed down here in the end of summer. And when we took the little bit over max loss because we scaled in a little bit, our position size was a little bit too big. And then we took another loss here. We just decided to scale back on the share size a little bit. So that's kind of why we're kind of somewhat going sideways. But as you can see, we're starting to go back up. It's just really small. But we decided to scale back a little bit because, the volume just hasn't been in the market in our strategy / edge at this moment. So but again, this was over our max loss. So it was close to double our max loss. But look at it. It's just still just a blip on the radar. It's nothing like this. It's nothing like a cliff, right? These cliffs. I had issues with it just as much as you. So it's all about the hard stops. When you're first learning and having problems with your stops, use the hard stops. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. Oh, Alpine, what did that say? I want to know what it said. You guys have me until the end of the series game, by the way, so ask away. Ask me questions. I am one of them guys. I am not your typical guru. I am not the guy that is going to claim to know everything. I am here to learn with you. I'm here to share my experience and what I have learned from my brief time here in the market. And hopefully, over the course of the years to come, we can grow together. That's the whole point of this channel, is to have a community together so that we can grow together. Is there a take profit order on DAS? What do you mean? Like just put in an order to take profit? Or you can do that on any broker. I'm confused what you're asking. As long as you put the order in. Like if you're long in a position, like say you are long right here and you want to take profit up here, you would just put the price up there and hit sell, and that would put in the order. Same difference same thing with short. So say you were short up in here and you wanted to take profit down in here, you would just put the price down where you want to take profit and just hit buy. So that's all you would do. It's just a regular limit order at that point. But as long as it's above or below the bid and the ask, depending on your position, it'll just enter it. Yeah, Alpine, there is ways to do that. I just don't like doing that because some people use that strategy. Actually, Thomas, who was here earlier, he used to do that where he would get in and he tried to do a one entry, one exit type thing. So he would try to kind of guess the top. And when he would get in, he would automatically place a 10-cent stop. So he was risking $100 each trade, trading 1,000 shares. So he was basically saying either I'm right or I'm wrong. So I'm either going to lose 1,000 or I'm going to gain a lot, basically. And he quickly got away from that strategy because that's definitely not a good strategy. But yeah, share size versus risk is definitely one of the biggest things. And I can't tell you guys enough. If you're not in the Discord channel, I have this sitting in the education channel in the Discord. It's just a risk calculator. It's modified for my strategy, but it works for pretty much every strategy. So if you have a risk, say you want to enter at $5, risk at $4, you put in what your max loss is. So if your max loss is $100, your shares would be 200 shares if you're risking 50 cents. And I have the 2-to-1 take profit in there because a lot of people fancy that. But say you only want to lose $50. Now it's 100 shares. Say you only want to lose $25. It's 50 shares. And it doesn't matter what the price of the stock is. It could be an $80 stock and your risk is, say, $77.50. So it's saying to only lose $25, you can only take 10 shares. So you can trade any price stock as long as your risk is the same, right? It's all scalable. It's just a matter of your share size being a little bit different. A lot of people think, oh, I can only trade penny stocks because I only have a $1,000 account. That's not true. 10 shares of an $80 stock is $800, right? And if you're still only risking $25 with a 2.5 point stop loss. So a lot of people need to understand that. Yes, like today on APA, I traded APA a little bit too on paper, but I lost 400, but I didn't cut my loss till I got break even. Then I covered my position, but I blame myself. What if it still goes down? So were you playing the move? Were you playing this big move down, I'm assuming? Yeah, I will, Tom. I was actually getting to that. You can use the key to get in and automatically send. I'm trying to figure out what you were talking about. Is there a take profit order in DOS? I feel like those two things don't match. I'm confused, but apparently you guys are on the same page and I'm not. So Raid, how did you trade APA today? Let me know. We can break it down a little bit. That's another good thing in the Discord is I have a channel I just made pretty recently. It's called Get Your Trade Reviewed. So if you want to post a trade with a chart and it kind of explain your trade and you want everybody to kind of go through and review it for you, kind of give you their insight, it's there. That's the whole point of this, is to get better together, guys. I see a couple of you joined the Discord, so welcome. While we're doing that, I'll go ahead and show you what Tom's talking about. When you put in an order to buy, you also insert a profit target, and it automatically sells it at that target. Yeah, of course. They have those on DOS. Actually, DOS is probably one of the better places to do that because making the scripts with them is fairly user-friendly, I should say. They have a hotkey wizard that kind of makes them for you. It's pretty nice. But yeah, am I on the... Okay. So up here, just to show you, I have... Let me pull the chart up here. So you have... it says risk per shares, but basically what this column is here is the move that it made. So this is 25 cents, 50 cents, a point, $1.50, 2 points, $2.50, 3 points, 4 points. So what we're looking at there is we're looking at the start of the move and we're looking to where we enter. So the start of the move here was at we'll just say $23, and we got in at $21. So that's a 2-point move. So we should start this with 50 shares, which is actually what we started this with. And then I believe that's what we started with. Let's see. It might have been 100 because it was on paper. I don't remember, to be completely honest. No, it was 50 because I remember doing this in real time. I said, let's see what we would start it with. It was a 2-point move. So let's start it with 50 shares. So what you do to get the share size is you take your max loss. So let's pull up the calculator. So you would take your max loss, which I have over here is $100, and you divide it by move that it made. So 2. So that's how we come up with 50 shares. So it made a 2-point move. Our max loss is $100. So we divide it by 2. We come up with 50 shares for our entry. So what that does is I'm assuming that when I enter the stock that I found the bottom or the top, right? Depending on if we're playing up or down. So when it makes a 2-point move, I cut that number in half. So another point. So I'm assuming when I get in, the most that it's going to move further is another point, right? Because I cut that 2 in half. So I'm going to add my 1-1-2 system. I'm going to add every 50 cents, right? Because I have a point left. So I'm going to split that in half. So it's a lot of splitting in half, basically. So it made it went down 2 points. I think that it could move another point potentially. So I'm going to scale into it every 50 cents because it has a point left. If it was a point or 50 cents left, I would do every 25 cents, if that makes sense. Fortunately, for some people, we pretty much found the bottom and it came back up. But what that does is, say we have 50 shares and it goes down that first 50 cents, right? So let's times 50 times 0.50, that's $25. So now if that 50 cents goes to the next ad, it would be another $25. But we also added 50 shares at the first 50 cents. So that's another 50. So we'd be at $75. So we have that $25 of wiggle room because our max loss is at 100, to where when we hit that last ad for 100 shares, because of 1-1-2 in this situation would be 50 shares, 50 shares, 100 shares, we have that little bit of wiggle room that if we are right, then it's going to pull back and we're going to have a good trade. But if we're wrong and we just got in this thing too early and say it consolidates and goes lower, then we cut for our max loss at $100. So that's why this can be very valuable, because it's essentially giving us our max loss that we want on any particular trade in a nutshell, based off of our entry point, based off of the move that it already made before we scale into the position. It just gives you a lot of leeway, and it also allows you to not lose as much as you might typically lose. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, ask me some questions. That's why we're here. I'll feel free to explain that even better if I can, but that is it in a nutshell. I averaged my position first, entry long 22, and add 4 times. So let's see, 22. It's right here. So yeah, so that's kind of like catching the falling knife a little bit. But let's just say, so 20, we'll just use 23 again, so 22. So we would say that was a point move, so we'd say it has another 50 cents. And it actually went down under 21. So we definitely would have been wrong there. So the only advice I can give you is when it's making a huge intense move like this, is this is where reading the tape per se comes into help, into play. Just kind of really feeling that the move is done. Especially moves that are going down. I don't like these moves. That's why you see me play them on paper right now, because I just don't fancy these moves. I don't trust them as much, because when people see it going down, they're not as inclined to buy, right? People are like, what's wrong with this stock? Why is it going down? And so they're more inclined to just let it go, right? And ignore it and just let it do its thing. Whereas if it's going up, more people are inclined to take profit. More people are inclined to short sell, just because it's just human emotion. More people are into selling on the upside versus buying on the downside. It's just how it works. So I tend to, when I want to play these, I really look for and I remember looking at the daily on this one. So if we go to the daily, I remember pulling up this key line here, which I was using this support, and then we had this support here, and then we had the all-time low. I remember I didn't draw this last line, but I knew it was there. So if we go back to the 2-minute, you'll see that this line here was a key line. This one, it was there, but it pretty much went straight through it. Like it looks like there was no sign that it was stopping here. But here you finally get a little bit of a bottom wick. It actually went down a little bit further, and it touched that line and then shot back up. So that was where we got our move. But yeah, it's tough. It is tough. If you start a trade too early, it can be tough, especially when you're playing the catching the falling knife type move. Because if you start it early, you don't know how far that knife's going to fall. It's just different. Yeah, definitely using, and again, unfortunately, you would have still been wrong using the system I was just telling you about. But it does allow you, for instance, say you took your first entry at 22, right at your, this wasn't from, that was actually your line, right? That we were drawing your entry. So that wasn't a key line on the daily. But say you took your first entry here at 22, and this thing just dropped off the map, right? Well, you might not even get your second ad until further down here, which is a good thing. So you actually don't lose as much money. Like you're not adding, and I always tell people that this is a guideline. What I'm using is a guideline. So say you did enter at 22 and this thing just falls straight to 21. You're not adding, you're not putting orders in at 21.50 just because that's the strategy. If this thing just falls straight to 21, that's kind of a good thing because you didn't add at 21.50. Now you get your first ad down here, and that was an extra $25 that you didn't lose. So essentially, you can kind of space this out even further, if that makes sense. So, and you could kind of look at the daily real quick, and you can see that line's there, and kind of base it off of that. And just realize that you got in too early. So if you had your first ad here, and then you got your first entry here, and then your first ad where I got my first entry, this move here was more than enough to get you out because your average would have been down in here. So you definitely could have got out break even, or at least you would have made some profit here. On the daily, how does a $1 move? Let's see. So it looks like the average range on any given, what the heck is going on here? I seriously hate this software. I really do. It's not even letting me. What the? There we go. So high and low. So this is about $1.50, $1.50, $1.50. So, I mean, these up here were $2.50, $3.30. So, and then today was a little under $3, $2.70. So around there. Yeah, I mean, especially when you go straight to the daily, you want to look for days that are similar in volume as well. So if you realize it's going to be a big volume day, you can quickly go to these days. So we were at, say, these are around $2.50. So if we go back to the 2-minute, we started up here. So we started at 23. Just assume that this thing could move 2.5 points. So from 23 down to 21, that's 2 points. So you have to assume that this thing, and so really my strategy would have been almost perfect for it. And I didn't even look at the daily, knowing that this thing could have went another point, but really 250 is pretty good for the daily average range for this thing when it has that type of volume. Because in reality, this actually didn't have as much volume as it did on, say, this day where it had the 3-point move. So it's a good point by Tom there. If you're hearing you haven't liked, give me one more like. I'm at 19. I just want to see 20. I don't think I've ever had 20 likes on a live stream. Oh, look who's back. Could have switched to a 114 or something like that and blew past when it blew past your $50 ad. Yeah, I mean, like I said, what I had shown you was just a guideline. So like I said, if your first entry was here at 22 and this thing just shot straight down here to 21, you don't have to add there in the middle because, like I said, this was a point. So you're thinking it could only go another 50 cents based on the strategy that I had just mentioned earlier. So you don't have to get your ads in here. If it just shoots straight down, you can save yourself some money. So say you, for a point, it says 100 shares. So if I take 100 shares, your max loss is at 100. Well, guess what? It shot down straight to 21. That's $100. So you could add there. And if it doesn't bounce there, say it consolidates a little bit and then goes lower, you can get out and you're still at your $100 max loss. Whereas if you would have added 100 shares in here and then went down to here, now you're down $150. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you just you realize you're too early and then just be patient with your ad. Don't just add, because that's what gets you in trouble. Because then if it keeps going, you're fucked. That's the simple, easiest way to put it. 21 likes. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. I don't think the likes mean absolutely anything to YouTube, but I like it. It makes me feel much better than I already feel drinking this drink. This drink it's got me feeling pretty good. I made it well. Ooh. Pitcher just took a shot from Springer right off the foot. Zip. That's a stinger. Yep, I sure was, Paul. I try to watch my words a little bit on here. Try to be a family-friendly show, you know. But this alcohol is making me not really care what I say. I look at it this way, right? We're at 700 subs right now. And I feel like we're doing something right. I just started this channel back in February. They just hit it right back up the middle again. This picture's like, yo, I don't even know who it was. Is that Ross? Yeah, I think it's Ross. I know what I'm doing here, right? And it seems to be working. I'm doing something that I don't feel like any other channel is doing. I don't think there's any channel out there that is being as blunt, as transparent. Like it's just not something that you see in this niche on YouTube. It's either people paper trading, acting like they're making a lot of money. It's people trying to sell you something, like their courses. Like, I don't want to get into this, but there is a channel that has over 50,000 subscribers. They're right over 50,000 subscribers. You guys are more than willing to guess who it is, and I might agree with you. He has never once posted a trade. Not once. No trades. Not one trade. And just recently I found out that he's now selling a $400 course on how to trade. Not one time has he posted a trade. And that just baffles me. How can people follow this person who just makes videos in hindsight, and now he's selling a course? Like, of course he's selling a course. That's how he's going to make his money. Hi, Tom. How are you? Yo, Tom, hit the like button. You'll be number 22. Killing it with the like button today. Here, I'll give you a hint. This channel is free, except now I have a $400 course. But all you have to do to help pay for my time here on YouTube is hit that ravishing like button. You hit the dislike, you're a dick. Yeah, is that the new Call of Duty? I heard there was a new Call of Duty coming out. Yeah, I heard good things. I use intensity scanner, but when set up to intensity, one from price $1 to 160 and the other from price 20 to 160. Problem is it's not saved. Well, what's the point of doing? You should do 1 to 20. You should do 1 to 20 and then 20 to 160. But yeah, it doesn't save. That's something that Brian's been looking into. So every morning you just have to go in and just adjust that. I have to do it too. That's the only thing with the scanners. Back when I first started using the scanners, it didn't actually even save if you didn't have the scanners on your primary screen. Like say you had it on like a fourth or third or whatever screen, it actually wouldn't save the placement of the scanner. So it would open them all up and you would have to physically go place the scanners back every single time. That was annoying. But thankfully he figured out how to fix that. Yeah, I don't have the time to play Call of Duty and stuff like that anymore. It's kind of sad, unfortunately. Thanks, Tom. Love you. Thanks for stopping by. Just saying, Tom, Jonathan donated $10 today. Just saying. But yeah, cheers. Hope your birthday was good. You never actually told me how your birthday went. You just kind of rubbed it off. I was kind of disappointed in you. You didn't tell me any good stories. Saw an article earlier that stated Google has a computer that would be able to mine 3 million Bitcoins in legit 2 seconds. What? That can't be right. Why wouldn't they? Because I thought I don't know how crypto works completely, but I don't think it's, I don't know. I'm not even going to say anything because I don't know. But if that would be absolutely ridiculous. I can't wait to trade full time so I cannot work anymore. But for that, I would need 3 to 5K weeks. That's a lot of money. Even 3 times 52, that's $156,000. That's a lot. Is that what you're making now? Because props, man. Proud of you. My drink's almost gone. What's it look like on stream? It's still black. I kind of want to make another one, but I'm like really feeling it. And I don't think my wife's going to be appreciative when I go up into bed and, try to be me. Business is doing good. Yeah, nice. What do you do? You don't have to answer, obviously. I always say I would love to just get to this point. I'm not doing that right. Yeah, I was doing weeks. I wanted to do days. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. So you're talking 5,000 times 52. That's what I ultimately want to get to. $1,000 a day is kind of what I'm shooting for in the distant future. Obviously not anytime soon. Tom, I think, already left because I can tell you why he stopped his channel, because I'm pretty close with Tom. You know, we're like that close. I don't know how we're gonna say it. He stopped because he realized that he wanted to be a trader, and the YouTube thing gets to some people's heads, right? They start to think, I'm going to be famous or whatever. And then they start to feel like they have to make these videos, or they have to do certain things on YouTube, just because people are waiting for it, looking for it, etc. And he started to feel that way. Like he started to realize, hey, I just made this video because I felt obligated. And he didn't want to feel like that anymore. So he decided to stop. And he said his trading has never been better. So I don't see him coming back anytime soon because of that. But it's a lot of work, and trading is what I'm dreaming of. Yeah, dude, I can't wait. Like, I know that I'm taking all the proper steps. I know that I feel like I'm doing this the right way. It's just, to me, I just feel like it's a matter of time. It's a matter of going through the hard times of building this smaller account that I'm using. And I feel like eventually, we're going to get there. So It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. The people that try to sprint are the ones that become part of the 90%, and they end up just either quitting or blowing up their account or whatever. So you just got to take the proper steps. You have to do it the correct way. You have to realize that we're here to beat the market, and you're not going to beat the market overnight. It takes time. It takes experience. It takes knowing the ins and outs of your strategy, your edge. There's a lot that goes into it. Trading can be easy. It can be easy. It can be as easy as hitting a button and then hitting it again and making money. It can be that easy if you know when to hit the buttons. So that's the thing. And having the emotional response behind hitting the button at the right time. So that's where a lot of people struggle. DJ, we went over this last time, actually. Say what? What did we go over? And who's DJ? Yeah, it got to mine, but it was too much pressure. Deleted social media was my major step to consistency. Yeah. To be completely honest, I think maybe because of the way I'm running my channel is based around me, and I have no intentions of, this is going to sound bad, but caring for others. But when it really comes down to it, you know, this is about me. Like, I want to beat the market. I want to be able to provide a living for myself and my family through trading. It has nothing else to do with anything. So if a byproduct of that is helping others not make the same mistakes that I did along the way, maybe being able to help just based off of my experience. But this all started off as just a journal for myself. It started off as I didn't want to keep buying external hard drives to have to keep storing these videos. So I was like, how about I just use YouTube to upload my videos? And then I was like, hey, what if I just, try to make a channel out of it, kind of thing. And then I really enjoyed it. I'd never edited videos before, not really. I had never, made thumbnails before. I'd never done any of this, and I started to really enjoy it. I enjoy talking to others. And I really started to realize that the more you bounce ideas off of other people, the more you learn. Because the more they'll say, well, what if you did this instead of this? And then you're like, well, that's a good idea. Let's back test it. And then you're like, okay, well, what if I try this instead of that? And then you back test it. And then, or you try it on a demo account, or you try it with small size. Having a community of people, it makes trading not boring, right? Because if you just trade alone, it can get boring. So there's so many different advantages to starting this channel that have just been mind-blowing. I never thought it was possible. And I think a lot of people appreciate the fact that they know that they can come to my channel and ask a question. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to either go find the answer, which is the truthful answer, or I'm going to tell you that I don't know. I'm not going to tell you something just to tell you something. I'm not going to just embellish the truth. So that is what I feed off of. That's just who I am as a person at this point. I grew up a liar. I was a liar. My dad is a pathological liar. I grew up realizing that you could lie to people and make everybody happy. But then it came to a point when I was in my lower 20s that I started to realize the more you lie to people, the more you can't back up those lies because they're lies, right? You can't back up a lie because it's a lie. And I've told this story before that there was 3 different people that asked me to do something on a Saturday one weekend, and I said yes to all of them at 3 different times. And then when that Saturday finally came, I had to tell 2 of them that I wasn't coming. And so instead of at the very beginning just saying yes to the first person that asked because they were first or whatever, and then telling the other 2, no, I'm sorry, I already have plans. Now I've told those people, yeah, maybe I can make it. And then the day comes and I'm like, I can't make it. And now instead of them having the initial response of, oh, whatever, he has other plans, it's not a big deal. Now they're like, what the heck? He told me he was going to come and he didn't come. So they were, upset with me. And that was kind of like an aha moment to me. I was like, why am I doing this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why am I lying all the time? And And then the more that I didn't lie, the more that I realized my dad was really bad at it. And I started to realize that maybe that's kind of where I got it from. But yeah, I completely changed who I am as a person after that weekend. Seriously. Like it took like a year, maybe even 2 years to like really kind of change completely. But I realized that it's just bullshit. Like why bullshit? Just tell people the truth. It might hurt somebody's feelings up front, but they'll respect you in the end because you told them the truth, right? So that's how I live now. I am the truthful, the blunt and truthful, transparent person. You want to know something? Ask me. I'll tell you as long as I can. There's obviously, like with CMEG and ISW, there's contracts involved. So I'm going to find a way to tell you as much as I can without, getting in trouble. We just don't talk shit about other channels because I represent CMEG and ISW. We kind of went off that deep end one stream and a little bit of backlash there. And that was that. I do feel certain ways about people that aren't like me because I think it's messed up, that people can lie to you. But yeah, if you guys have been around for a little while, you understand where I come from when it comes to people that are lying about something. So anyways, get that off my chest. You have to stay around when you take bigger losses, though. If you do, then you'll be good. And that's true. When you're first beginning, you're not going to know how to lose. I didn't know how to lose. Look at MTSI, like I showed you guys earlier. It took something like MTSI to make me realize, hey, I'm not invulnerable in the stock market, just like anything else. The market will find a way to humble you. So you really need to sit back and really focus. And that's why I also love having the channel, because I can show you things like MTSI in hopes that you won't do the same thing. But I used to be the same way before MTSI. I used to tell the people in ISW that I wasn't going to be the one to blow up my account like they did. And this was obviously before MTSI because I thought I was putting the right measures in place. And guess what? I still did it. MTSI came along and it happened. So the whole point is I'm trying to do the best that I can to not let it happen. But until it actually does happen to you, it's going to be hard for you to understand emotionally how it affects you. And it's true. Unfortunately, as much as you can ask for it to not happen, the odds are it's going to happen. It's a good question, Thomas. I wish it was today. But let's see. Such a good show. Billions, 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 billions. It looks like it says, just says 2020. Let's see, billions, season 5. Let's dive a little bit more into the Google search. Four series. Release date. Season 5 will continue. If you guys don't know what Billions is, you should definitely go check it out. It's about a prop firm, Axe Capital. It's a really good show. It looks like it says March 22nd or March 29th of 2020 is when the possible release date will be. Mr. Gifford, what's up? Yo, yo. Found the article about Google Computer. Yeah, I think YouTube just blocks you from posting links. I think I can post the links. Raid, what commissions are you paying now? Yeah, Paul, you could do that too. You could post it in the Discord. If you post it in the Discord, I can try posting it in the chat over here for everybody else if they're interested. Yeah, Raid, I'm curious what commission are you signed up? Okay. Well, if you're trading to the point where you lost $400 on this, I feel like $295 is actually not bad for you. Especially like, I don't know if you did your research on the whole free trades thing, but a lot of people are realizing that the free commissions with these major brokers are not quite free. Yeah, $295 is actually really good. What was I going to say too? Like, I don't know if you had saw Ross's issue with E-Trade and the whole free commissions over there, but also do you have $25,000 to avoid the PDT rule? That's another thing. Yeah, Short Trader is just a ripoff at this point. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fees are obviously going to suck. Commissions are going to suck, but I mean, you got to pay to play. That's the unfortunate part. That was a strong drink. I mean, I don't drink that often, so I'm sure that's kind of why I'm feeling it. But Google computer can mine 3 million Bitcoin. So I'm going to assume that is the link. I think I'm getting kicked out of my CMEG platform. Sure did. Pull up Thinkorswim. Bang. Oh, dang it. I don't remember if I did my Clash Royale. Let's see. Ross is on a big losing streak, and his chat room isn't buying him up anymore. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Like, I wonder if his chat room's a little gun shy right now. They had that huge week, and then they gave it all back. So just imagine if Ross gave it all back, his chat room probably gave back even more. So I bet you they're a little gun shy right now. Did he already start it, the small account challenge? I had saw the video where he said he was going to. And somebody had told me that he lost today. I think it was Tom. But I didn't actually go check. Friday nights are a little busy for me, especially when the wife gets off early, because then we go pick up our oldest from school, and then we do pizza and ice cream and go shopping, and then we have movie night. So my whole Friday is pretty much booked. Oh, he's red on the month? Ouch. Yeah, I think when he was talking about doing the small account challenge, he was like really starting to understand that he's taking too much share size. So I remember him saying that him doing the small account challenge was his way of kind of dialing it back a little bit, which like I had brought up. We're kind of going sideways right now, but we have a bunch of small gainers. Like if you look, most of our gainers after we took those 2 bigger losses in SGen and Fast, we have like 41, 6, 18, 650. Like this actually all adds up to around the losses. As you can see, we're almost break even there with the losses, but we dialed back our share size. So that's why we have a lot of smaller winners, just because the market's kind of been in a weird place this last month or so. So we decided, hey, we'll just lower our share size and we'll kind of wait for it to fix itself a little bit. I really thought this week that we just had was was going to be the week because of all the earnings, but unfortunately it didn't really pick up that much. Not like I thought it was going to. Said he hasn't chose a broker for it. Gotcha. Maybe I should go get him to try my use my code at CMEG. Just kidding. That'd be pretty funny. And why would I want to learn from him if he can't manage his own risk? Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that's why the chat room is kind of taking a hit. But again, you know, when it comes to marketing, he's not going to mention that he gave $47,000 back in a week. He's going to mention that he made $47,000 in a week. So that, unfortunately, that's how marketing works. The fact that you made $47,000 is all people care about. They don't care that you lost it back. They just care that you can actually make $47,000 in a week. Plus, he said he was no longer a good example to new traders who had to use small size. I mean, it's true. I mean, you're right. And what he was saying is true. And I agree. So I don't dislike Ross. I think to get where he was becoming a good trader with his style. And his style of trading is very hard to do. And I still think it's very hard to do. So to teach new people that are just starting out, that have no idea of how the market even works, I think is kind of messed up. So it's not a strategy for new people at all. And he probably spends more in marketing than he makes in a year from trading. Because the amount of money he makes from selling his courses and his chat room is a lot, right? So in a way, when he's trading, he's kind of trading with house money, because it's not even money that really matters. Which is kind of, you know, again, it's part of the hustle, and I respect that he's to that point, but it's very frustrating to see new people kind of buy into that stuff, because it's, you know, like somebody had said earlier, I don't remember who it was, but when you're looking on YouTube for how to trade and stuff, everybody kind of comes across Ross because he's kind of the godfather of day trading. So it's very frustrating because I don't think at first it was his intention. I do think he is trying to help people, and he thinks that his strategy is profitable, but I think it's come to a point now where, you know, it's only been profitable because there's so many people that are doing it because of him, if that makes sense. So it's just frustrating to kind of see it happening the way that it is. I personally think greed caught up to him. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Yeah, that's true. Small caps not running well enough for his strategy. That's true. And they did for that week when he made $47,000. If you remember, like you could have thrown, it was kind of like the .com era. Like everybody says, you could have threw money at any of the low floats that were going and it was going to make you money. And that was kind of what happened, right? It was a full week of just low floats, just running. So, of course, he made $47,000. But then the next week, he probably was like, holy crap, we're going to keep this momentum going. And it just completely died off. And so he gave it all back. He earns most of his income from his subscribers. He doesn't want to lose that money by trading. Yeah, I mean, it's, I'm not saying it's true or not, but yeah, I mean, that is what the statistics basically say. I mean, if you go look at how many people are in his chat room, which people, I don't know, but people have said it's upwards to 2,000 people, at the minimum of $100 per person, that's $2 million a year just in people being in his chat room. That's way more than he's making trading just from the chat room. That's not even from the courses and stuff that he sells. It's a lot of money. And again, that brings me back to like how he can make commercials, like actual commercials, like high quality commercials. You know, how he can market to get on my freaking app. Like, just out of curiosity, let me see if I load it up, if it's there. But when I go to sleep at night, I load up this rain app called Sleepo. And well, right now it's Sleepo's ad. Let's see if it changes. I'll leave it here for a sec. Well, let me hit play and see if it. We'll see if it changes. But it'll pop up in the bottom of my app and it'll say Warrior Trading. It's like, seriously? How did you get into my sleep app? Did I miss something? Yeah. He's trying to keep that house as much as possible. I can't look at him the same. Creepy. Oh, I got you. I love my Bulls on Wall Street boot camp. Pretty cheap and solid services. Yeah, Kanal, I've always thought Kanal was a good trader. I follow him on Twitter. He pushes a lot. He pushes his services a lot. So I don't like that aspect of it, but I feel like it's like a legit service. However, I think anything that you can buy as far as trading is related, you can find on YouTube for free. Just sit down, take a weekend, a couple weekends, maybe even a month of weekends, and just Google and search. Like, let one thing lead you to another. Like, what is VWAP? Type that in the YouTube. As you're watching the VWAP video, listen. And then maybe there'll be another term and you're like, all right, what's that? And then search that. And then just keep it going. Just keep searching. Go to Investopedia.com. Like, learn, just keep everything. You can find everything for free. You don't need these courses. There's no holy grail out there. Pretty much everything people are going to tell you is either EMA related, support resistance related, intensity related, like I'm telling you. Like, there's so many different strategies, but you can learn them all for free. You don't need to pay for them. You really don't. And I think that's another reason a lot of people fail, is because they spend so much money on these courses that when it gets down to the point of actually trading, that's less capital that they have to trade because they paid for these courses. And then when they realize that what they paid for these courses, it's really not that much. I mean, it might be valuable information to them because they didn't know any other types of information. But myself, knowing what they're probably teaching in these courses, there's nothing special about it. Like, you can learn all that stuff for free. When I started trading, he was going for $500 days in his main account. He was much smaller. Yeah. I remember watching some of those videos myself. Have you noticed his losers are from low volume stocks? Yeah. Well, I've always said that. Low volume stocks are just sucky. That's why I don't like trading them. Every time I trade a low volume stock, it seems to bite me in the ass. I even have it as one of my rules. And sometimes I'm like, this isn't that low volume. And I trade it. And then I'm like, I shouldn't have traded it. Thoughts on live traders? Jared, I actually just picked up on him. And I actually kind of like his strategy. I love Kanal. Kanal is such an awesome person. Kanal said he made $3 million in his business in 2018. There you go. That's why these people are running these businesses. They're making more from their businesses selling the courses and stuff than they are from actually trading. So, I mean, hey, the hustle's there. If people are willing to pay, power to them. That's just not something that I'm into. I'd rather sit here and try to figure out how to make $3 million from the market. But, if people want to me, I also look at it this way: to run a chat room, to run these services, the courses and stuff like that. The whole point of trading is to get away from the 9-to-5 job, right? Well, guess what? If you're running a chat room, you're running all this other stuff, you're probably working more than you would have if you're working a 9-to-5 job. Sure, you're making a ton of money based off of it, but you're putting in the hours. The whole point of the market is for those people that don't want that 9-to-5 job. You want to be your own boss kind of thing. And sure, they are to an extent, but I'd rather show up and maybe make, my $250,000 a year if I can make $1,000 a day and only work an hour a day. Like, just get up and be done with it, right? That's the life. Like, how much is your time worth, I guess, is what it comes down to. Yeah, back to live traders, Jared. The reason I like him is because I found out that he does that 3 or 4 bar play. And a lot of times that 3 or 4 bar play is actually when he's entering a trade, sometimes is when I'm exiting a trade. And I found that very fascinating. So that was kind of what turned me on to him. Later, Tom. Appreciate you stopping by, man. You know that. I'll talk to you throughout the weekend, most likely. Ross has had a good following, so when he says I'm in a trade, he pushes follower to buy, so the price goes up. And because of the delay with YouTube, He gets his profit, and high follower take the loss. Yeah. Essentially, I know what you're saying. And yeah, essentially that is exactly what the conception is that he's, or conception. That is that the right word? I don't know. I'm getting pretty tired, and the game's over, by the way. Asher's 1-4-1. But that is what people are seeing. They're seeing that he's buying into a stock, pushing it to his room. Stock goes up, he sells into his chat and into his followers, and that's how he makes profit. Blah, 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 blah. That's the idea behind it. The only shortcoming of Kanal's programs was the 2 months included in the chat room. I totally needed a year. His ex-partner, Mary Beth, gave me a year anyhow. Oh, that's cool. Kanal lost his hedge fund, and all the guys in it lost their money, I think. Ouch. I didn't know that. I actually found Kanal, when I used Trade Ideas, actually back in the day, I was watching one of their seminars that they were hosting, and he was there. That was actually how I learned about Kanal in the first place. And I kind of looked into him, and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty legit. To be a millionaire trader is very hard, but to make a living trading isn't that bad. Exactly. I'm not here to be a millionaire trader. I'm here to... as in my family, me, my wife, and my 2 kids, we live off of my wife's salary. So anything that I make, even if it's $30,000 a year, that's $30,000 a year completely extra. Obviously, that's before taxes. But what I'm getting at is, say I make $100,000 a year. Say it's $66,000 after taxes. That's $66,000 that we can do whatever we want with because it's extra. It's completely extra. And on top of that, we are almost down to only our house payment being, or our house mortgage being debt. Both of our 2015 cars are almost paid off. Everything else, we don't have any credit card debt, nothing. We have the old, emergency funds sitting there in our savings account. We have 3 months sitting in our savings account just in case something were to happen. We have all of that. And she just got a nice raise this year. And hopefully she gets a better bonus. We have our taxes, all that good stuff. So everything that we live off of is on my wife's salary. And now that she got this raise, we're now going to be making a decent amount extra from that, just from her. So anything that I can get to making trading is completely extra. So yeah, I don't have a job, but I'm raising the kids at the house. So in a way, that kind of pays for itself because childcare is absolutely ridiculously expensive. And I'm sure anybody that has a kid knows that. Yeah, apparently Kanal's already rebuilt, so he seems to be good. Jared is starting to become a front runner. Beware in his chat room, and I've seen it. I actually did the $1 for 30 days of his chat room, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of chat rooms. I was in there for like 2 or 3 days, just kind of seeing what they did, and it was kind of cool just to see how they worked. And they are doing exactly what I thought. They're kind of entering positions where I would exit a position if I got into a bad position. And it was pretty cool to see. But it's just not my style of trading. So I haven't been in there since I canceled it. And I don't even know if I can still get in there or not. I think I still have a couple of weeks left, but no way. His Click Fund, that was always illegal for U.S. citizens, actually. So I'm not surprised. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. No one will even talk about ClickFund on the chat room. I think he wasn't to blame, but it wasn't strictly legal in the end. Found out the hard way. I have zero clue what the ClickFund you guys are talking about. Oh, it's pretty cool. She's awesome. She works in the lighting industry. She works in quotations. She's actually the middleman. This is the best way when people ask me, the best way I've found to explain it is she's the middleman between the contractor and the manufacturer. So say a contract, and she only works on new construction, commercial buildings. So say they're going to go build a mall, right? Say a contractor is building a mall. They get the job. Now, they will come to my wife and they will say, hey, I need a quote for the lighting for the whole mall. And so she will break down the lighting that they need for that whole mall and send it out to the manufacturers that they represent. So say between 5 and 10 manufacturers. They'll take those quotes and they'll send it back to the contractor. So basically they're bidding in a sense for the contractors to come with them. And so obviously they add their commissions in there and blah, blah, blah. And that's it. That's what she does. So she basically quotes these contractors from manufacturers that they work with. They're just the middleman. So that way the manufacturers don't have to deal directly with the contractors, if that makes sense. Ha, 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 ha. Canal Students traded with his own fund, which was called Click Fund. Oh, gotcha. Well, Thomas, it wasn't always that way. When I first met my wife, I was actually the sugar daddy because I was already fairly established in my government job, and she was still in college. So I was actually the one that made money, and she didn't make any money when we first met. So it kind of flipped its way around. And it's funny because she ended up getting her degree and turned around and didn't even use it. She was actually a massage therapist, and she went to do it she did it for about a year, and then her back started to hurt. And the doctor said it was from like doing the massage therapy job. So she ended up quitting that and ended up getting a secretary job at in the current field that she's in now, and just worked her way up. She just slowly worked her way up. And now she started from the bottom, now we're here. You guys have been awesome. This is these free-for-alls, man. These always seem to go the longest. They just go and go and go. I love it. What time? I need to check what time my game is tomorrow, actually. Make sure I at least get some kind of sleep. Let's see. I think it's at 11. Yeah, it's at 11, so I'm all right. Popped out a couple kids, yeah. It's funny just to talk about that a little bit. When we had our first kid, she actually had the opportunity. We used to vacation before we had our first kid. Every single year since we met, we used to go down to Clearwater, Florida. It was kind of our vacation spot. And we had our first kid, and she actually was offered a job in St. Petersburg, which is right near Clearwater. And so we were like, why not? Like, we love it there. We vacation there every year. Why not go live there? That'd be amazing. So we moved down there, and literally as we were selling our house, we got pregnant with the second kid. So, and it was actually kind of why it didn't work down in Florida, because we got down there, and I guess like all the hormones started kicking in. She actually didn't end up liking the job, more so the people at the job. The location in St. Petersburg wasn't the best where the job was located. But granted, we still were in St. Petersburg, and we were right near Clearwater. So we were 15 minutes from the beach, which was amazing, that we visited every year for vacation. So we were like constantly there. The sunsets there were amazing on the Gulf Coast. And it was just, it started a snowball effect. She didn't like the job. She didn't like the commute coming home because the traffic was horrible coming across one of the bridges. She got pregnant. She started getting homesick. It snowballed. And within 3 months of being there, we ended up moving back. So I loved it there. Me and my now oldest son loved it there. We were outside every day. We were going to the community pool that they had there every day. They had like a splash pad type pool. It was amazing. We were riding our bikes every day. I had one of the bike trailers. We'd go for a bike ride every single day. We'd go for another walk with the dogs every day. We'd go to the pool every day. We'd go to the playground every day. It was just amazing. It was like for 2 months straight, because like the first month we were there, we were kind of getting settled. And then I honestly just got tired of hearing it. She was just like, I miss home. I hate my job. I hate this. Blah, 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 blah. So she asked her old job, which is where she's at now, hey, I've only been gone this little bit. I see that you haven't filled my position. Can I come back? And they were like, please come back. Because she is a really hard worker. She is very good at her job. and they missed her. They didn't want her to go, but we wanted to see if it would work, and obviously it didn't work. And I guess thankfully, in a way, it didn't work in a short period of time because they didn't fill their job, and now we are where we are. So it is what it is. We're back near family, literally right around the corner from my family, in the same neighborhood. We moved from the neighborhood that we ended up moving back into when we came back, just in a different house. So, yeah. Awesome stream. Thank you, Constantine. I appreciate that. This is what it's all about. Just coming together as a community. It's almost like right now it says we have 13 people in here, not including myself, so 14. Or now it says we have 14, so 15 including myself. It's almost like if we were in the same room, and we're kind of, the only difference is you guys don't have mics. So you guys have the chat. So in a way, it's like we're all just together chatting, and it's nice to know that we all have the same thing in common, right? So it's like we're a big group of friends, part of a community, just here having fun. So if we want to randomly stop talking about what we're talking about and start talking about trading, we know that we can do that because we're all interested in the same things. If you guys want to know more about me, that's pretty cool too. I appreciate the support when it comes to that. You're actually a pretty good analyst. That's the main reason I hang around here. What did you do in the government? I was in traffic engineering. So all the street signs, the street signals, the pavement markings. I think that was pretty much the main three categories. Anything that had to do with like the traffic of driving around, for the most part, we had to basically go out and analyze any complaints. Like if there was somebody that thought that there shouldn't be parking on a certain street, and we'd go do that. Like if we had new roads, we'd have to go measure out and figure out how we were going to lay out the road when it was put in. All the street signals, like if we needed new street signals or if we had to update old ones because traffic is becoming an issue in a certain place, like we would go out and figure out how to deal with all that. And then obviously we would go to traffic maintenance and they would install everything. So it was a gig, but it was a government job. So you were at max. Every year you got a 3% raise, but you started at, when I first started there, I was making $11.56 an hour. So just think of 3% a year. And then every once in a while you got like a 2%. And then like you got longevity raises, I think every 7, 20 or 7, 15 and 21 years. So I got one longevity raise at 7 years of 7%. And then every once in a while you got a cost of living raise. I think the cost of living was between 1 and 3%, but I think we always got 1%. And there was actually 2 years that I was there that we actually got furloughed, where we didn't get a raise at all. And we actually we were furloughed 13 days, which came out to be a 5% pay cut, which was not fun. So yeah, it was an interesting job. It was a very boring job. I felt like I was in high school again with all the drama. Government jobs are full of drama because it's full of people that, it's going to sound bad. The department that I was in was full of people that didn't continue their education, I'll say. And they were like the people from high school that just didn't get along with others. And like that's kind of apparently the people that those jobs attracted, at least in my area. So it wasn't fun to be there. It definitely felt like a job. Like I had to wake up and go to a job every day, and I hated that job. I really did. I like some of the people there. I would do my best to just be around those people, but knowing that you had to deal with the other people that were just yeah, I don't miss it there. I'll tell you that. Friends don't shake hands. Friends got a hug. Fat guy in a little coat. That's like my favorite quote from Tommy Boy. Analyze flow. Interestingly similar to trading. Yeah, in a way. What's your prediction about Ross's strategy? Since people are starting to realize he front runs them, I think he will make less money now, at least for a while. I mean, if he's using a small account, Obviously he's going to make less money, right? No, I was actually just talking about this. I don't even remember who I was talking to about this. I think it was Tom. I was saying that what if we are, like, I was talking about Bitcoin earlier, which it actually went down real quick. Maybe if it wants to load. I was saying, what if Bitcoin just went to 14,000 tonight, right? Like, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. But it's starting to come back down a little bit. It's actually coming back down to that area I was telling you guys about, which isn't good for it. But I was telling Tom, what if we're watching the end of Ross? Like, we don't know, right? That's a bold prediction, and it's not going to be the end of Ross's. Like, he's probably good on, unless he's putting it all back into marketing, which I don't think he could put that much back into marketing. But like, what if people start to say, okay, why would I follow a guy that keeps losing money, right? Like, what if he gets to the point where it's kind of like a snowball effect, like I was just saying earlier, where the chat room I'm not going to say he uses a chat room. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say, like, what if the chat room stops trading the same stocks that he does, but they continue to try to use his strategy that he teaches, and it doesn't necessarily help him in the stocks that he trades, right? So what if he starts losing a little bit more often than he is now? Are people going to stop buying his courses? Are people going to stop paying to be in his chat room? Like, is it going to start a downfall? And then if he can't make money on his own, what's going to happen? It could snowball effect, right? You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. What could happen? He could start the small account challenge. He could get all the new influx of people coming into the market. He could attract all those people, and he could start making money again. And then it all just goes up. It keeps going up from there. I mean, he does have 400, it's over 400,000. I don't know exact number. He has over 400,000 subs on YouTube, and he's putting out 2 or 3 videos a day. So, the YouTube ad revenue that he's getting, as well, on top of the chat room, the courses he's selling, just all these, like, he has so many sources of income that are high sources of income that he's going to be fine with money, even if the trading ends up failing. Like, he's probably most likely going to come out of this just fine. So, I mean, I don't really know what you want me to say about that. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to find a way to adapt. Like, you could tell wholeheartedly in the video where he was talking about possibly starting a small account challenge that he was confused. Like, he's in a state of mind where he doesn't understand what's happening right now, and he wants to figure it out. So he's a smart guy. He got to where he was, not being stupid, and he'll figure it out. See you, Paul. I'll see you Monday morning. I'll be, for anybody that doesn't know, I obviously could have said this earlier too, but as of right now, we're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're doing the live stream in the morning. So if you guys want to come watch me trade live, or just watch me attempt to trade live, we're doing that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then eventually it's going to be an everyday thing. We're kind of starting Monday, Wednesday, Friday because that's when my oldest goes to school. But he's going to be full-time, I think, in February. So as long as my youngest one participates, being the good kid that he's been as of late, we're going to go ahead and keep doing the morning live streams. The only thing I can see is we might just have to end him a little bit early some days if he's not cooperating, but I do plan on at least being there for the first hour, which is pretty much when I trade anyway. Most of the time, if I stay after that, it's really just to hang out with you guys. But yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in the morning. I usually get on right before the bell. I don't get on too early. I don't ever have a watch list. And if I do have a watch list, I can tell it to you within the first 5 minutes before the bell rings. So there's really no reason to get on at 9 o'clock and all that stuff, because until 9:25, I'm with my kids anyway. So I literally wake up at 6:30 every morning. On Tuesdays and Thursdays especially, I'm with my kids until 9:25. And then, usually right when I get done trading, I'm with my kids the rest of the day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's the same thing. It's just I take the oldest one to school, and then same thing just with the youngest. So, of course, Mr. Gifford, you have a good weekend too, man. Go be with your family. Go do the good things. If I can't, ever since I had my kids, guys, I can't stress enough. Family is so important. I can't tell you how many red days, or even the other day when I had a green day, it was like a break-even day, and I was having a hard time. It took 5 minutes of my time to go be with my kid, and it just changes you. It does. Family is something that's always going to be there regardless of your situation. Shit gets me going. I deeply care about family. It's definitely something that is instilled in me, and I don't even necessarily think it's because of my family, because me and my dad aren't that close. I mean, we're close, but we just have we have different personalities at this point. And but me and my mom, I'm definitely a mama's boy. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't know what to do without my mother. 5 kids, that's awesome, man. I wish I could have 5 kids. I do. I can't afford them. So power to you. That's why. And people always say you'll find a way to afford them. I don't know how I would afford even a 3rd kid, let alone 5 kids. I would definitely be a stay-at-home dad forever. That's what my wife told me. She's like, if I ever get pregnant by accident, you're going to be home for another 3 years. And I was like, well, my plan is to be home forever at this point. That's one of the main reasons I'm trading, to be able to hopefully one day provide vacations that I wasn't able to take as a kid. Be able to go to every field trip with my kids. Like, how awesome would that be? Never miss a sporting event because of work. And just the freedom of that would just be amazing. It's like one of the main reasons that we're doing this. It's like, the money is awesome if you can make it, but the freedom that it allows you to be where you want to be, when you want to be, for whatever specific reason it is the real reason behind all this. All the people that are flashing the fancy cars and big houses and crazy travel expenditures or whatever, sure, whatever. If that's how you want to attract people to this stuff to sell your courses, go for it. But the real reason I'm here is to provide a life for my family, a comfortable life, and to be able to travel the world and experience things that I haven't experienced. I want to be able to experience things with my kids for the first time. Like, that to me would be a dream come true. I can't wait for that. I'm going to figure out a way to make that happen, and I can't wait for it. My preferred price range is from $2 to $80. But honestly, I seem to do the best from anything like over $15 to like $50. I would say like 15 to like in the 40s. So up to 50 is kind of my sweet spot. The real question would be, what is my preferred float range? That would be the better question. And my answer to that would be 50 million to like 150 million is like my sweet spot. Anything around like 80 million is like go time. Like, that's my favorite spot. But I'll trade floats up to upwards of $1 billion. There was a stock today that was up at like 4.4 billion, and I won't trade those, because if those make a big move, it's so hard to get them to make a big move back down or up, whatever way you're playing it, because that's such a huge float. So whatever the reason it made that move, the odds of it, retracing, it'd be tough. It's a lot of shares that it has to go through. This buzz is still kicking. I'm going to go put this orange juice in the fridge and take a laboratory break. I'll be right back. I was hoping to come back to a question. You guys have anything for me? Say if not, we might look to get out of here. It's getting pretty late. I probably have to wake up around 8 o'clock, so dang, I'm not even going to get my 8 hours on a weekend. You guys are killing me. Just kidding. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else, to be completely honest. I absolutely love these Friday night live streams. These are amazing. If we can keep growing these, just to be able to come hang out with you guys every Friday night, I love it. I look forward to these. It's like I always say, it's a happy but sad stream, because it's happy because I get to spend time with you guys, and I'm about to have the weekend with the kids and the family. But it's sad because we don't get to trade for 2 days, right? I enjoy trading. It's something that I highly enjoy. Anybody have any other questions? I can't believe we have 24 likes. So I don't think we ever got over 20 people at one time, but we obviously had at least 24 people in here. That's awesome. Was thinking if small caps aren't working, maybe Ross will move to large caps, try to adapt. Never know. I mean, a lot of people always say the way to beat the market, that way might not be there a couple months from now. So who knows? I don't see buying breakouts, especially scalping them like he does, really ever dying. Just like I don't see my strategy of buying extended moves and looking for the retracement to ever die. I mean, the stock market moves in waves. So I don't really ever see that not happening. There's always going to be scalping opportunities. It's just a matter of when they appear. Raid, thank you, man. You have a good night as well. I think you said it's morning where you're at, right? If I remember correctly. Am I going to learn options? Welcome, Mitch Shot. I think that's the first time I've heard from you. No. I have no intentions to learn options. My intention in the market is to perfect my current way of trading. And if I can figure that out and I'm making money based off of the way that I'm trading on a very consistent basis, then I have no want to learn any other way of trading. Do I play games on the side? What kind of games? I play Rocket League. That's the only game. And I can tell you exactly why. I used to play Counter-Strike. I grew up playing Counter-Strike, Diablo, and League of Legends. I was really big into League of Legends when that became popular. But that was all before kids. Now, all of those games require usually at least a minimum of an hour of your time. And I can't do that now. Like even when you guys see me trade live, or even in most of my videos, you'll see me like this. Like I always have one ear open listening for the kids. The only time I can ever put this headphone piece on over my ear is when I know they're in bed. So, which is pretty much just the Friday night live streams. So Rocket League, they're 5-minute games, usually like 10-minute games, but I can just get on, play 10-minute game, get off. Like it's not something that I have to be invested in. And it's a game too. Like if I really have to, it would screw my partner over if I'm playing with a partner, but I can just leave the game. Whereas in like Counter-Strike, it's a 5-man team. If somebody leaves the game, it's 5v4 for the whole rest of the time. Same with League of Legends, it's 5v5. So if you leave, it's now 5v4. And Diablo was one that you could just kind of pick up and leave. But when Diablo 3 came out, it kind of was a sucky game. So I just stopped playing it. Oh, you're in the USA? Sweet. I thought somebody had said that it was morning. I know Constantine was morning, but there was somebody else that said good morning. I don't remember who it was. P says, and you're leaving? If so, see you later, Addedly. Got 25 likes. You guys are killing it. I don't think that means anything, but if anything, the subscriptions is what I want to get up there. I just want to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. It was just a goal that I literally, when I started the channel in February, I remember hitting 50 subscribers. And I was just like, holy crap, this is awesome. Like, I have 50 people that have subscribed to my channel. Like, I was just astounded by that. Great weather in Tokyo. Dude, it was a great day here in Maryland. It was like 66 to 70-ish degrees, like all day. Me and the kid were out front when I was done trading this morning, pretty much until he took his nap. And then when he woke up, we were outside until my oldest one got home. But I just remember saying, like, holy crap, I can't believe 50 people subscribed to me. And then it was like we got to 100. And I was like, this is awesome. Like, people are actually watching me. Like, I wasn't expecting this. And then it got to 200. And I was like, holy crap, we must be doing something right. And we got to 300. And then I was like, you know what? How cool would that be if we just somehow got to 1,000 by the end of the year, which I thought it was impossible because this was like probably June-ish or something, I think, when we hit 300, around there. And then I remember when we hit 400, I had announced we were doing the 400 sub giveaway, and that was when I was going away on vacation, which was the beginning of September. So that was almost 2 months ago. We were at 400 subscribers. And I remember coming back a week later from my cruise with no service, and we were almost at 500 subs. I don't know what the heck happened. I don't know if the YouTube algorithm caught a hold of one of my videos. I don't know what the heck happened. But it was like within a week, we went from 400 to 500 subs while I was on vacation. I was like, what the heck? And then so now we've went from pretty much, it was like the second week of September until now, we've went from 500 to about 700. So I think within the next 2 months, we can probably squeeze out from 700 to 1,000. Well, we were actually at like 650, but now we're at 700. It's pretty awesome. What do you think of Investor's Domain? I think I saw you in their Discord when it was free. Then he pulled the selling course card. Is it not free anymore? I don't know. I joined it thinking that he was going to kick me out, and it looks like he did. I didn't even notice, to be completely honest. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Paul. I don't know. And Mitshot, that's interesting. I didn't know he did that. Because he was selling courses or whatever he was selling, but then he stopped, and now you're saying he's doing it again? That's kind of funny. Yeah, Paul, I knew what you meant. I'm a little confused because I don't think so, because he wasn't really trading that many more shares. So like if he was taking like say 6,000 on one account and like say 6,000 on another account and then 1,000, where when he was just trading on one account he was taking like 9,000. I don't think like an extra 5,000 shares, even an extra 10,000 shares, is really gonna like make it or push a stock that much further. And if you really think about it, if those 10,000 shares are making a big difference, he's the one pushing the stock. So he's really not doing himself any good because he's the one pushing the price up. So if he's pushing the price up, he's getting the average shares or the average price of those shares that he's buying. So it really wouldn't make too much sense. Yeah. I think I said that as best as I could. That makes sense. Last thing, if you look hard enough, you will find Live Trader's course for free. Don't spend money on courses. Yeah, I said that earlier. You don't need to spend money on courses. Anything that you see in anybody's courses, it's out here. It's on YouTube for free. And most of the time, the people that are selling you the courses, they have it embedded into their YouTube channel somewhere in the videos. You just have to go find it. Like take the time to go find it. Is it worth the money that you would spend on the course to just take a little bit of time to go find it for free? I mean, yeah, especially if it costs a lot of money. Like Ross's strategy, just go back to his older videos. It's there. That's how I learned it. I didn't pay any money to learn his strategy. It was pretty easy to just watch his live trading videos and some of his older videos where he literally explains it. So what can his course possibly be? It's just a elongated version of him explaining how to trade the chart. I'm confused at what it's opened your eyes on, though, because now he's not on E-Trade anymore. I mean, he's always traded like his main account and his retirement account. So just by adding another broker, I don't really understand why that would really make it matter as much, I guess is what I'm asking. I'm going to cut this off at 1 o'clock, by the way, guys. So we've got 9 minutes. Ask away. Ask any final questions, final thoughts, final anything. I need to try to go get some sleep. I can feel my brain kind of shutting down. The Humble Trader, I think she's funny. I just watched her, one of her videos. I just subscribed to her, actually, after watching her new setup video where she talked about her setup. She's got some pretty corny, punny jokes. I thought it was she's another one. And she doesn't really, she's got like, I think like 15,000-ish subscribers, I think, for maybe some obvious reasons, but she doesn't ever really show trades. She just talks about them in hindsight. That's why I partially made my channel. Like, it was a small percentage of why I made the channel, but I wanted to be a channel where people could come and actually see somebody trade, actually see the emotions of somebody while they trade. Listening to all these people, all these gurus just tell you in hindsight what happened. Well, no shit. That's what happened. You can see the chart. Do you think Trading Monkey will become profitable? Be honest, since it's the last minutes. Trading Monkey banned me from talking on his channel because I kept telling him that if he didn't change his ways, he probably wouldn't be profitable. Hey, Trading Monkey tells you every day in his stream, because I still watch him. You know, I want the guy to succeed. He tells you every day that consistency and experience, and every day if you try to learn something, you can become profitable. And I agree with him. Do I agree that everybody can be profitable? No. There's going to be people that just don't have the talent, the emotion, the emotional skill set. There's a lot of things that go into trading, and not everyone is going to have the ability to trade profitably. It's just one of them things. Like, there's things that I suck at in life. There's not many things. I'm pretty good at everything that I do. I'm just kidding. But everybody has things that they're not good at. And one of those things for some people is going to be trading. So it's just one of them things where you aren't going to be good at everything that you do. And, you know, Monkey seems to be a person that is starting in a bigger hole than a lot of us. If he wants to put in the grind and go through all the necessary steps, then sure, he can be profitable, but it's going to probably take him a lot longer than, you know, someone that has a little bit more natural talent and can figure things out a little bit more quickly. So my honest answer, if I had to give you a yes or no, I would say no, but I'm rooting for the guy. So there you go. I just think you're dead on. It seems like he is trying to find a new way to get followers behind him again. I'm just trying to think of different scenarios in which he could make it happen. Well, I think that's exactly why the small account challenge is happening, to get a new influx of new people to come in, right? Because most of the new people that are coming into the market aren't people with $25,000 accounts. So he probably realizes that he was starting to appeal to an audience that wasn't there. It's always going to be nice to put up the big numbers. People want to see the big numbers. That's why a lot of people don't follow me necessarily, or don't even know about me, because I'm sitting here trying to learn how to make $50 a day, not $500 a day. if I was doing the same thing and trying to make $500 a day, people would be all over it because they're going to see me, making $400 a day, losing $400 a day, the bigger numbers. That's a lot of people. That's all I care about. Like, that's why a lot of people follow other people who are flashing the cars and the houses and stuff like that, like the luxurious lifestyle, because that's what they want from trading. But it takes someone like, I'm just going to be myself here, but it takes someone like me to be a realist to make you realize that it's not going to happen that way. You're not going to just come to the market with a $5,000 account and turn it into $1 million by the end of the year. It's just not how it works. Sure, it could happen. Definitely. If you keep parlaying your wins over and over and over again, and you keep getting lucky and lucky and lucky, because trust me, you're not going to win 100% of the time, but it can happen. You can go on a hot streak and you can just, whatever you throw money at, it just seems to make money. It can happen. And there's people out there that have admitted that that's what happened. And then that's how they end up blowing. See, a lot of people that could have blown a $10,000 account or a $5,000 account, they end up, their first account that they blew ended up being a $100,000 account because they got so lucky up to that point, right? And they just kept parlaying it. And they're like, oh, I'm just going to keep sizing up. I'm going to keep sizing. This is too easy. And then boom, there goes, instead of a $5,000 account, there goes a $100,000 account. So it's one of them things where it doesn't matter how big you start your account with. It doesn't matter. Like, if you're a new trader, you need to go through the paces. You need to understand how the market works. You need to put in the time. I might be starting with $5,000, but it's no different than if I started with $30,000. You need to respect the game, the hustle, the market, whatever you want to call it. And you need to learn it the correct way. And if you don't, you're going to figure out real quick that it's not that easy. And a lot of people do that. They come in with a $25,000 account. They end up, maybe they make $1,000 the first day, and then they end up losing like $10,000. And they're like, holy crap, this isn't for me. And then they quit, right? And they lost $9,000, probably more after fees, commissions, all blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's just how I feel about people coming into the market. How long do you think it would take for him to reach 100K on the small account? Your estimate in months? I don't know. I honestly think it would be nice, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it would be nice to see Ross start a small account and blow it up, to show people that it's not all, glitz and glamour, and, it's not easy. Because right now his marketing is, hey, I took whatever the amount was it like $738, whatever it was, and turned it into $1 million. Like, that's his marketing scheme. But if he can turn around and also say, hey, look, this isn't easy. I also started an account with $1,000 and I blew it up, right? Like, I think more people in the end would appreciate that more, knowing that, hey, this guy's real and it's possible that you can lose money. Like, I would rather learn from a guy that is completely open and honest like that than just acting like all I do is win. Like, all I do is win, win, win. But if I had to guess, it could be, it depends. It depends on how he wants to scale. Is he going to take it slow, or is he going to go fast? But I don't know. And it also depends on how much he starts with, because it's a lot harder to take 500 to get to, say, 5,000 than it is to take 2,500 to get to 5,000 and then start scaling from there. Because it could take you a whole month to get from 500 to 2,500, but it could take a couple weeks to get from 2,500 to 5,000, if that makes sense, just because you're already starting with a little bit bigger share size. And if your goal is to kind of go all in with a smaller account, to build up to a point where you can, start scaling, because that's what these people with a lot of money do when they do these small account challenges, because this little account of $1,000 doesn't mean anything to them. So they can just keep going all in, because if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and they just can start over again. But to you, somebody that's starting off with $1,000 and that's literally all you have, you can't do that. Like, you have to, apply risk management. And that's what a lot of these gurus don't understand. They're like, oh, I'll do a small account challenge with $1,000. Well, guess what? You have $1,000 to throw away. We don't. A lot of these guys, trying to learn from you, they don't. To answer your question again, if I had to guess, even, not knowing the factors involved to get to 100,000, I'd say, I don't know, like 10 to 12 months, something like that. I mean, he's clearly shown that he can make $47,000 in a week, and he never keeps more than like $60,000 to $70,000 in his account. So he's proven that he can do that. I think that's what has drawn me to you and your channel. You're a realist. I can relate more with people like you. And well, that's the whole point. I don't even know if you guys are subscribed. I made a new intro video. I wonder if it'll pop up for me. How do I view as a subscriber? Oh, you know what I can probably do? I can probably incognito it. There we go. Oh, it still didn't pop up. What the heck? I wonder if it's because I'm live right now. It doesn't pop up. There's I made a new intro video, and it's basically just saying exactly that. Like, if you're looking for somebody that's truthful, transparent, and stuff like that kind of thing, like you've come to the right place. Because it's true. Like that's the whole point of this channel is I'm always going to be real with you guys. There's, again, like the story I told you guys earlier, there's no reason to lie. Lying just puts you in a bad place. If you only have 1,000, though, last thing you should be doing is trading. It's so true. Everybody that always comes to me, and there's always going to be the hardheads that want to do it anyway, but I always say you should have at least $2,500 to $3,000, and I always recommend at least $3,000 because, especially with CMEG, their cutoff for the margin, just in case you need it, is at 2,500 for 6 to 1. So if you start with 3,000, you give yourself that cushion, so you always have 6 to 1. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, addedly, I agree. If you're not, if you're swing trading, especially, like if you're under 25, if you're under PDT and you're just trading on one of the US brokers, then I agree. Now with the free commissions, you can literally go on, say, even like Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, and you can trade like one share. Like if you really wanted to, just to practice with real money, like you can trade 1, 5, 10, like you can trade that and it's free. And it's pretty cool if you ask me. But you're under PDT, so you can only do it so many times. Well, actually, there is. Yeah, there's no free commissions for day trading without 25K. What do you mean? There is now. E-Trade, Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, Lite. There's another one that I'm missing. Well, yeah, day trading. That's true. I mean, you can day trade just 3 times in a 5-day rolling period. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. How do I control my emotions? Like in what sense? Hopes and dreams. Yeah, no, you're right. That's why I lost it was over $1,200 on my first day. The hopes and dreams. In a trade, by having a plan, to be straightforward, having a plan, a strategy, having a strategy with a plan, and proper risk management. I was going to say, and not sizing in too big, but that comes with proper risk management. You basically take all the emotion out of the trade by having all of those things. And if you still find yourself being emotional, go down in size. Cut your share size in half, and your emotions will drop instantly. Paul, what are you still doing here? I thought you were leaving. Well, you're going to notice that an affiliation was used when my CMEG account gets activated. I will not. I will get, every month they send me a chart of first names with the last names blurred out, and then like the payouts that I get from you guys for signing up, which is not a lot. But that's, I always know each month like how many people are signed up under me. I just I don't know who it is specifically, but I don't think there's any Pauls on there. Let me see. Oops. Yeah, I don't see any Pauls on here. So, and I think it works a month behind. So like I just got September's in August. So I think I would get August's in November. So if you just signed up, I probably wouldn't know if you were signed up until mid-December, because they do it on the 15th of each month. Try to trade with same risk per trade, not same size of share. Exactly. When I first started trading, I was doing the same shares no matter the float size, no matter the price. I was always using 500 shares when I first, like after I got out of the Ross trading thing that I was doing. When I was trading support resistance, I was always using 500 shares. And it was because I was on SureTrader and I was getting charged $5 a ticket. So I was like, well, if I'm getting charged $5 a ticket and it was a penny a share anyways, I might as well get what I'm paying for. So that was why I was taking 500 shares. How stupid is that? But that's why when you look at my chart from when I was first trading, that's why it was so swingy, because that's how I was trading using too big a size. $1,300 first trade. Yeah, it hurts. But yeah, again, if you guys go to the education channel in the Discord, I have that risk calculator. It's real simple to use. I love that thing for that new strategy I've been trying. OCO order for what? I do use OCO orders when I can. Sterling doesn't have OCO orders. Obviously, Thinkorswim does if you're using them, but DOS does. So when I get back to them, I'll definitely. I used to use, like, if say I got in here at the top of GPK and I took say 75% of my position in here, and I wanted to put an OCO order. Say I wanted to cover down below VWAP. I could put the order in, say, at 1559 with a stop over 1589, and that would be my bracket order. But on Sterling, it just doesn't let you do that. Gem, yes, I am on CMEG. The risk calculator, if you go into the Discord, it's in the education channel. I can't link it here. I don't have a way to link it on the stream. So you'd actually just go into the Discord channel. We have the education channel in there, and it's in there. It's called Volatility Trading Risk Calculator. It's an Excel sheet. I bring it up. I usually bring it up all the time. So it looks like this. And I have this, like, first two entries. This is like just part of my strategy. So you would just ignore these two lines. But up here, you would just put in, like, say 1050 is where you're getting in. You're risking, say 975 for whatever reason. And you put your max loss in here. So say your max loss is $100, you would have 133 shares. Say you want your max loss to be $25, it would be 33 shares. So that's what we were saying, is your risk should always be the same. It's just your share size would change based on the price. That's it. So you would always keep this the same, and then your share size will change based off of your entry and your stop loss. How do the commissions work on CMEG? It's $295. If you sign up under my link that's down in the description, it would be $295. It's not a link. It's actually a code that you would send when you email them. It's $295 a ticket. So every time, like, you would hit buy, it would be $295. Sell, it would be $295, etc. unless you use more than 1,000 shares. If you use more than 1,000 shares, so once you get to 1,001 shares, it would go to 0.005 per share. So if you did 1,001 shares, it's essentially $5 for the trade, which is, yeah, of course, Adley. That's why we're here. We're here to improve and learn every single day. Look at it's a new day for me. I don't know where you live, but it's already October 26th. So to me, you would have just learned something new today. You're done for the day. You can just sleep until October 27th now. You found that calculator on the same video? That would be impossible because I literally made that. It might be the same video that I based it off of, but I made that calculator. Yeah, Gem, it's I always like to compare it to SureTrader because SureTrader charges you $4.95 a trade every time you hit buy or sell, and theirs is a penny a share. So it's a minimum of $4.95 a trade up until 495 shares, and then anything over that is a penny per share. So if you traded 1,000 shares, it would be $10 every time you hit the button. So CMEG is basically essentially cutting it in half completely. And it's actually way better because, like, say you're trading like 750 shares or whatever, it's still $2.95. Whereas in with SureTrader, it would actually be $7.50. And say you trade 900 shares. With SureTrader, it would be $9, where with CMEG, it would still be $2.95, which is pretty cool. And of course, anything else, guys? If not, smash that like button if you're still here. It says there's 6 of you. I got a feeling that Gems just got here, so that could be 26. That'd be pretty awesome. Can't believe we even got to 15, let alone 25. I mean, it depends on your strategy. I mean, if you're trading 1,000 shares, it would still be $2.95, and that's the other thing. I should have just used that example. With SureTrader, 1,000 shares would be $10. With CMEG, it's $2.95. But it's when you go over that 1,000 shares is when CMEG will start, and it's still obviously it's still cut in half, where it would still be $5 starting at 1,001 shares, where with SureTrader you're at $10 already. But if you're trading 1,000 shares, paying $5 a ticket is probably not a big deal because you're trading bigger size. So it's kind of a pay-to-play thing. But yeah, if you're trading a smaller account and you're trading smaller share size, then yes, it's obviously going to be beneficial. And I always do this. I average around a little over 100. I usually average around 150 tickets a month. So if you just do the quick math, 150 tickets times $2.95 is $442.50. If you take those same 150 tickets and times it by $4.95, that's $742.50. So obviously, if you do the quick math, it's $300. But so that's $300 in your pocket just by using CMEG versus SureTrader for the same thing. So, I mean, take that as you will. People are like, oh, well, CMEGs might cost a little bit more. But now they even for DOS Trader, so both their platforms are now either $125 or $131 or $34. For Sterling, it's $134. For DOS, it's now going to be $125. So now that's not even an argument anymore. People are always like, oh, well, SureTrader, you only pay $100, I think it was, for DOS. Well, now it's only $125 for CMEG. Okay, well, let's subtract $25. Even if you subtracted the full $50, you're still making $250 if you trade 150 tickets. So what's 50 times $2, right? So it's 100. So even if you took another 100 away, so if you're only trading 100 tickets a month, it would have been $100 or $150 is what it would have been. So it's like, I don't understand people that want to stay with SureTrader for whatever reason. And on top of that, just like Adley was asking me earlier, how do you deal with emotions? one of my biggest things with SureTrader, when I would get into a trade, sometimes I would catch myself not leaving a trade just because I wanted to pay for the commissions, because it was $10 just to get in and out of a trade with one entry and one exit. So I can't imagine using my strategy now, scaling in and out of a position, paying $5 every time I hit the button. I would just destroy your account. Yeah, if you do reach, and it might even go down from 650 now because it's less. Because it was $650 in commissions, and you would get the platform fee for free. But I think that might go down because now they're charging you less for it as of next month. Yeah. But you don't need to hit $650 in commissions. Like, you can trade $100 in commissions. You just pay the platform fee. So you don't, it's not like you need to hit. I remember somebody thought that you had to actually hit $650 in commissions for, I didn't understand where he was coming from with that one, because it didn't make any sense to me. But somewhere in his head, he was thinking that you had to hit $650 in commissions to use the platform. I don't know what he was thinking. But yeah, if you do hit $650 in commissions, you would get the platform fee waived, which is currently $115. But as of next month for November, they're actually dropping it to $90. We had went over that earlier in the stream. I'm assuming that's to be a little bit more competitive, just with people that were complaining about SureTrader being a little bit cheaper on the platform. But now it won't be. Any last questions? You guys got an extra 17 minutes out of me already. But hey, I always say, as long as people are engaging, I'm here. So don't engage on purpose to keep me up all night, but I can't turn down the engagement. No problem, man. If you have any questions, again, I have a Discord, links in the description below. If you have any additional questions, always feel free to ask me on there. I always have the Discord open. Can't always say I'm awake and can respond right away, but if I am awake, I usually always am pretty good at responding. And you can always leave questions or comments down in any of the comment sections on any of my videos. I don't think there's been one single one that I haven't responded to since the channel started, so you can always do that as well. And yeah, way past the live stream, but this thing you do is pretty awesome. Appreciate that, man. I'll try to do my best. We're going to keep at it, but I am going to get out of here. I do need to get some sleep. I do work. I have 2 games tomorrow to umpire, and I would like to at least attempt to wake up and try to be with the kids before I do that. So I'm going to let you guys go. Don't forget, we got the 27. Look at you guys. You're awesome. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Any questions, comments, feel free to leave those down below in the Discord, whichever way you want to reach out to me. I'm on Twitter as well if you want to hit me there. And have a great weekend. Appreciate everybody that stopped by. Appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And I will see you guys Monday morning when we do the live stream at Market Open. So until then, peace.